The Master of Poisons transforms Douluo. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 1. Give your heart to Hope. White Tiger Duke's Mansion. Huo Yuhao looked at his tender hands, feeling like crying but unable to cry just now. After receiving his own memories, he already knew that he had traveled through time and space and became Huo Yuhao, the protagonist of unrivaled Tang sect. To be honest, it's a bit of a headache in my previous life. I got into the game through Douluo when I was a child, and later I watched unrivaled Tang sects for the subsequent series of Tang family. I gave up on them due to my studies and never picked them up again later, because of various abstract memes. He noticed the Douluo series again, and turned into a fun-loving person, active on the front line of watching the show. I just wanted to see what other shit that adult could come up with, but now I was reborn into Huo Yuhao. Oh no, I'm the funniest thing. Think about the plot of unrivaled Tang sect. If you were the protagonist, what would you do? Sorry, can't do that. You are right, but unrivaled Tang sect is a story about the training of a son-in-law, planned by the God-King Tang. The story takes place in a different world called Douluo continent, where there is no fancy magic, no terrifying fighting spirit, but there are magical martial spirits. As the law enforcer of the divine world, although King Tang cannot nominally interfere with the changes in a plane, it is still easy for him to secretly control the Son of Destiny. Moreover, in the subsequent fights, the adult keeps changing the book and setting up conflicts. Thinking of this, Huo Yuhao couldn't help but shudder all over. Such a great start. It actually made me sweat profusely. But if we put aside the above as the Son of Destiny in Douluo continent, Huo Guo's name is well known, especially his largest angel investor, Xianmeng Ice Silkworm. The Million-Year Soul Ring, as the first soul ring, is truly shocking when first seen compared to Dao Yi. The first soul ring of Tang San's blue silvergrass martial spirit is a mere 400-year-old mandrake snake. It's like the bright moon to a firefly, not to mention the opportunity of reaching the god level directly through Alex. In this regard, he used to be able to stand on the moral high ground and point fingers. The plot is against the will of heaven. It doesn't make sense at all. I can do it too, but now he has truly become Huo Yuhao. I just feel that the future is bleak, and I feel a little hopeless. What can I say? There is no way. The first mover advantage is too great. If their current positions and strengths were reversed, he would let Tang San experience what it means to die in a proper way. Everyone laughs at Tang San. Everyone is Tang San, but now Huo Yuhao is just a pitiful and helpless 10th level soul master trainee who has not yet obtained a soul ring. He almost couldn't defeat even a 10-year-old wind baboon, and only by chance and with the help of the 5th level soul guide weapon, the White Tiger dagger, did he survive. I fight the God King? Really? Just rely on my spiritual eyes with 1st level innate soul power? Life is not easy, Yuhao sighed. So, I should be targeted by Tang San now. After calming down, Huo Yuhao looked up at the sky, feeling a little helpless. You were looking at me, right, God-King Tang? Even the original owner's mother was arranged clearly. What else can we do? Let's take a step by step. Be patient for now and take it step by step. I inherit someone else's body and accept their karma. From today on, I am Huo Yuhao. At this point in time, Huo Yuhao is 11 years old. His soul power has reached level 10, and he is ready to leave the Duke's mansion to hunt soul beasts. Go get the spirit ring and become a real man, or spiritual master. In that case, why don't I wait until I get the Xianmeng plugin and then go directly to run Ryu? As long as I don't enter Shrek, let's see what God-King Tang can do to me. This is my struggle to stay alive. I, Huo Yuhao, would rather die than be the Tang family's loyal dog. 30 years in Hedon, 30 years in Hexi. Don't bully young people into poverty. Huo Yuhao understood at this moment, and an opportune voice rang in his ears, and along with it came the small blue characters in front of him. Ding. The achievement system has been loaded successfully. Achievement triggered. Achieve the achievement of Wasteful Martial Spirit and receive the reward of Hoku. Comma. Achieve the achievement of Devil from the Sky and receive the reward of Requiem Gu. Comma. Huo Yuhao was stunned at first, but he quickly reacted. Goldfinger, you are finally here. A double yokeg. I studied the achievement system carefully. It is not known whether it has something to do with the Gu Master novels he read before traveling through time, but every time he achieves an achievement through this system, he will receive a Gu Master-related reward. Achievements are divided into passive personal achievements and active achievement tasks. Huo Yuhao's own achievements are all passive, and are triggered randomly according to his specific behaviors. As for active achievement tasks, they can be achieved by contacting specific plot characters and fulfilling the target's current wishes. Isn't this the dream fulfillment system? Huo Yuhao pondered the great love immortal dream fulfilling system. Right, feeling a little settled perhaps in order to adapt to the rules of Douluo continent. The poisonous insects can be regarded as additional equipment. For example, the 2 poisonous insects we just obtained. Hope Gu, a first-level Gu worm that can slowly improve the Soul Master's qualifications and make up for his innate deficiencies. Evaluation: when facing difficulties, give your heart to hope. Soul-soothing Gu, the 5th level consumes Gu worms, improves the harmony between soul and body, and enhances mental power talent. Evaluation: now that we are here, let's make the best of it. In Gu Master novels, Gu is driven by true essence, and the 5th turn Gu worm is the limit of ordinary Gu. There are 9 levels of Gu. 1 to 5 are ordinary Gu, 6 to 9 are immortal Gu, all of which need to be fed with special ingredients, which is extremely troublesome. But now, the poisonous insect can not only be stored and managed in the system, but also can be fed and used through his soul power after it is materialized. After trying to use the insect, Huo Yuhao discovered that the Hope Gu was similar to normal passive buff, and the soul power consumed to maintain it was negligible. As for the soul-soothing insect, it is a disposable insect that will disappear after use in the short period of time after using the soul-soothing Gu. He found that not only his mental strength was enhanced, but his whole body had a sense of clarity. His body also seemed to have evolved, his bones and meridians had been upgraded, and even his appearance had improved to a certain extent. At the same time, Huo Yuhao also felt that some subtle changes had taken place in his spirit eye's martial soul. It's a bit like the evolution of a martial soul, but it doesn't happen overnight. Huo Yuhao had a hunch that only after his soul power level was raised would his martial soul truly undergo a transformation, but Lingmao is a useless martial soul. Huo Yuhao didn't think so. It was only because of his poor physical development that his martial soul was dragged down. Although his innate soul power was only level 1, his spiritual eyes were indeed the top-level martial soul, and were absolutely of great importance in the body sect. How could he be treated as a piece of trash like he was in Shrek? If it weren't for his second martial soul, the ultimate ice, he would not be taken seriously at all. On one side is the king bomb, and on the other side is the clown. There is a saying that makes some sense: there is no useless martial spirit, only useless soul masters. In Douluo continent, there are actually quite a few opportunities to change one's fate. Insufficient innate soul power cannot become a shackle for some strong people. For example, the Xianmeng ice silkworm. Thinking of this, Huo Yuhao immediately sneaked out of the Duke's mansion and headed north to the Star Dao Great Forest. Time waits for no one. If the opportunity is intercepted by someone else, it will be too late to cry. 6 days later, near the Star Dao Forest, feeling a little hungry, Huo Yuhao started to catch and grill fish. These days, he makes a living from this skill. It must be said that the fish grilled with Lingmao is really delicious. He is worthy of being called the grilled fish immortal. It even helped him unlock an achievement. Achieve the achievement of poor and helpless, but able to eat and receive the reward of White Pig Gu. White Pig Gu, a first-level Gu worm that transforms the Soul Master's body and fundamentally increases the Soul Master's strength. Evaluation: the power of a pig. After using the White Boar Gu, he roughly tested it and found that his physical strength might be comparable to that of a great Soul Master who had awakened a high-level beast martial soul. The only trouble was that he had a big appetite recently and needed a lot of food for one meal. He was delayed for a long time on the road because of the problem of eating, but it's not a big problem. After my physical fitness has improved, my leg strength has also improved a lot. After adding and subtracting some time, they arrived at a fish grilling location in the original book at about the same time he is grilling fish here now, not only to fill his stomach, but also to wait for the right opportunity. Jiang Taigong was fishing, and those willing to take the bait. After seeing the Tang sect mandarin ducks, you can set off for the Star Forest. Moreover, he can also verify his ideas about the achievement system. Is this not? Before I saw the person, I heard his voice first. Smell good. A cry of surprise was heard, the sound clear and pleasant. The corners of Huo Yuhao's mouth curled up slightly. He knew that the fish had been hooked. He raised his head and looked in the direction of the sound. The visitors were a young boy and girl with good looks and elegant attire. At this moment, the girl walking in front had already run to Huo Yuhao in 2 steps at a time, looking very greedy. Little brother, your grilled fish smells so good. How did you make it? Of course it's grilled. Huo Yuhao looked at her and replied subconsciously. The girl's long black hair was tied into a ponytail and hung down behind her. She was wearing a light blue outfit that made her budding body look full of youthfulness. She has big and lively almond-shaped eyes, a straight nose, and an almost perfect oval face. Her pretty face is now full of greed. Of course, it doesn't matter what attracted Huo Yuhao the most were the few lines of text about the girl in front of him. Tang-year relationship, acquaintance, achievement, mission, reviving the Tang sect, starting with grilled fish. Hey, is this how you restore the glory of the Tang clan? End of this chapter. Chapter 2. It's broken. I became a succubus? After hearing Huo Yuhao's answer, Tang-year was speechless, but she still stared at the delicious food in front of her with shining eyes. Little brother, do you want to sell this grilled fish? I can give you money. No need to pay. I'll treat you guys to a meal. Huo Yuhao readily agreed. It's not shameful to do it for the purpose of completing the achievement task. A few grilled fishes are enough to complete an achievement quest. Not bad, thank you, little brother. My name is Tang Yao. You are so kind. I will not be polite then. Tang-year took the grilled fish handed to her by Huo Yuhao, sat aside in a very ungraceful manner, and began to eat it carefully. The young man who was with the girl had also walked over at this time. He raised his hand to greet Huo Yuhao with a helpless look on his face, and also took the grilled fish. The boy has a tall and slender figure, and his long dark blue hair shines like a gem under the sunlight. He smiled gently. Don't mind it, Xiaoya is a bit outgoing. My name is Bibi, little brother. What's your name? It's okay, my name is Huo Yuhao. Huo Yuhao smiled calmly. All the gifts given by fate have been secretly priced. Achievement triggered. Achieve Tang-year's achievement of reviving the Tang sect, starting with grilled fish, and receive the bronze relic goo as a reward. Bronze relic goo. Consuming the goo worm in the first transformation can directly increase the soul power foundation and raise the soul master's soul power by 1-3 levels, limited to below level 20. Evaluation, dark blue, at some points. Okay, now it takes off. Well, the rewards can be saved temporarily, and there is no rush to claim them. He looked at Bibi. Unlocked, not unlocked? Does it turn out that other people's achievements need to be unlocked? Huo Yuhao's consciousness moved, and he received the prompt, favorability is not enough, failed to unlock. In the system's judgment, the favorability standards are divided into 4 levels, acquaintance, friend, close friend, and confidant. In the first 3 levels, you can only refresh 1 task. In the final confidant stage, you can refresh 3 tasks in sequence. In other words, Huo Yuhao can only complete a maximum of 6 tasks for each key plot character. After unlocking, there are 3 situations for the achievement task: unlocked, waiting for refresh, and specific task description. At the same time, Tang-year's next mission has been unlocked. Tang-year relationship, friends achievement task, waiting for refresh. Bibi is right. Tang-year is indeed a very outgoing person. Not only do they get to know each other as soon as they meet, but a serving of grilled fish can even directly reach the 2nd level of favorability. Are we friends now? No, Jimmy? A bit of shrimp head. Could it be that the God-King Tang was behind this? That's a bit weird. Or was it that after using the soul-soothing goo, his appearance improved, which just hit Tang-year's strike zone? Ignoring the little teacher-student play between the 2 people in front of him, Huo Yuhao started thinking regarding proactive achievement tasks. He had studied them during the days he was on the road, and found that there was actually a relatively strict criterion for judgment. First of all, he has to be a character with great influence in the original work. Secondly, achievement tasks are generally related to oneself plus the current requirements for unlocking favorability. It seems that I have to join this Shrek, and the best way is to follow the plot. If you don't enter the tiger's lair, you won the tiger. Only in Shrek can he come into contact with most original characters, complete enough achievement tasks, and gain the power to resist fate. Although the teaching ability of Shrek Academy seems to be not very good, and going there would be harming oneself, in fact, it is not that important. What is important is the great cultivation and protection of Shrek Academy. As one of the top 3 forces on the continent, they have all kinds of resources for spirit masters, and with the protection of title Douluo, their security is maximized well, except for a certain supreme elder of the Holy Spirit Church. Most of the others are reliable, right? It shouldn't have died. As for the Shrek people, are they loyal supporters of the God-King Tang? No. When the time comes, I will use a killing move from the immortal way, and make these people surrender to me and follow me to kill that adult. In short, Huo Yuhao has now changed his strategy and decided to go to Shrek to spend his weak development period, accumulate food widely, and slowly become king. Now that he has become Huo Yuhao, he will have to face the God-King Tang sooner or later. A hero cannot run away from battle. I have the Gu Master achievement system. Even if I bear the identity of the Son of Luck and need to single-handedly support Douluo Star, Huo Yuhao will still be invincible in the world. The grilled fish, which was not much to begin with, was quickly eaten up by the three of them. After a quick cleanup, Huo Yuhao stood up and prepared to set off. Bibi, Tangaya, I'll be leaving first. See you again if we're lucky, Bibi said with some concern. This place is close to the Star Forest. Do you want to go deep into it alone? Thank you for your concern. I have my own plans. Huo Yuhao shook his head and waved goodbye to the two watching him leave. Tang, your thought, Bibi? He really wants to go to the Xingdao Great Forest. Bei nodded. It should be. I can vaguely feel that he has soul power. I don't know what he is going to do. Tang Ya's eyes lit up, and she shook her head and said, you have soul power, how about absorbing it into our Tang sect? Bei said unhappily, you don't want to recruit Yuhao into the Tang sect just because his grilled fish is delicious, do you? Tang Ya's pretty face turned red when she was told something that was on her mind, and she stuck out her tongue at Bibi. Bibi said, his intelligence is beyond ordinary people, but I don't know what his talent is. Tang Ya's face was filled with joy. If you say that, does that mean you agree? Bei smiled bitterly and said, Ms. Tangya, the great leader of the Tang sect, before you accepted me as your disciple, you were the only commander-in-chief of the Tang sect. Your ambition is to strengthen the Tang sect, so of course you must recruit suitable people. Let's go and see first, so that he won't get into any danger. Tang Ya nodded. Okay, then it's settled. Let me clean up and we'll follow. Huo Yuhao had a deep memory of his mother Huo Yuner once saying that when meeting people, one should only say 3/10 of what one wants to say and not reveal one's whole heart to them. That's quite true. His own creed is similar. Those who treat me with sincerity, I will repay with my heart. Those who deceive me, I will discard them like a piece of trash. Although during the brief contact, Huo Yuhao had a good impression of Bei and Tangya. They were two good targets for achievement tasks, but he didn't want to walk with these two people. After all, we are entering the crucial plot right before, and it is a matter of great importance, so we must be on guard. This is the real world. As early as when he traveled through, it was difficult to avoid flapping the wings of a butterfly. The original work can only be used as a reference at best. After walking forward for a while, a wooden sign appeared. It said, you are about to enter the Stardao Great Forest. Soul beasts are roaming around. Please be careful. Finally we are reaching our destination. At this moment, Huo Yuhao was not very nervous except for being excited with a white pig Gu in hand. What about a mere wind baboon? I will make sure it never returns. All those days of grilled fish weren't in vain. As they walked, their spiritual eyes began to give warnings. A dark shadow flashed by on the left side of the road ahead. Thanks to the soul calming Gu, Huo Yuhao's mental strength is now extremely strong, and he can directly see through the true face of the black shadow. It was a baboon about 1 meter tall, with brown hair all over its body, brown eyes, a pair of extremely long arms, sharp nails on its claws, exposed canine teeth on its lips, and a fierce light in its eyes. Facing the impending attack from the wind baboon, Huo Yuhao did not choose to dodge, but clenched his right fist and rushed towards the opponent with anticipation. Boom! When the two collided, a low muffled sound suddenly erupted like a kite with a broken string. The wind baboon flew out and hid a tree trunk not far away, with blood spurting out of its mouth. Outstanding effect. Even without the white tiger dagger to finish off the enemy, it condensed into a white soul ring. Wind God Eater, baboon, died. Huo Yuhao raised his eyebrows. Is this the level of the boss in the novice village? Wind baboon, I am sorry that I did not satisfy the soul master, but it is only a 10-year-old soul beast, so we can't ask too much of it. Achievement triggered. Achieve the beginner achievement and receive the reward of a wine bug. Winnoworm, a first-level poisonous insect that can help soul masters refine their soul power. Evaluation, a towering building rises from the ground. Huo Yuhao was not in a hurry to receive it, but waited for a moment until a voice sounded in his mind. Finally, I have met my destined person. Hello, you spiritual human boy. At this moment, the ground in front of Huo Yuhao suddenly shook without warning, and then a crack appeared. A trace of icy coldness emanated, causing the surrounding temperature to drop significantly. Wild Xianmeng ice silkworms appeared. It was a huge silkworm. Its entire body was white jade-colored and crystal clear, with a halo flowing under its skin and a pair of small, golden eyes on its head. The most peculiar thing is that starting from half a meter away from the head, there is a circling golden pattern at regular intervals. From head to tail, there are a total of 10 golden patterns. A new achievement is created above the silkworm's head: Heavenly Dream Relationship, Acquaintance Achievement Mission, Wisdom Soul Ring. No, you too? Oh no, have I become a succubus? Moreover, isn't this line a bit wrong? End of this chapter. Chapter 3, The Spiritual Eyes Are Invincible. Or in fact, the first level of favorability, acquaintance, is very easy to achieve. Although Huo Yuhao was somewhat confused, he did not relax at this moment. Ever since he started planning the Xianmeng Eye Silkworm, Huo Yuhao had begun experimenting with manipulating his own sea of consciousness. He didn't know whether it was the unique ability of a time traveler, the blessing of the soul-soothing insect, or his own extraordinary talent, but he found that controlling the sea of spirituality was as simple as breathing. Just like when he met the two people from Tang's sect before, Huo Yuhao was able to rely on his mental strength to hide his soul power. At this moment, he closed the part of his sea of spirituality that represented his memories of his previous life, deliberately retaining the memories of the original owner. Because of the suddenness of the time travel, he might have been socially dead in his previous life, but now, my past memories can never be shown to anyone, not even beasts. Were you talking just now? The Xianmeng Eye Silkworm, which finally appeared, stopped 1 meter away from Huo Yuhao. Looking at the slightly defensive Soul Master, the silkworm nodded. Don't be afraid, young human. A feminine voice sounded in Huo Yuhao's mind, reciting the opening remarks in a majestic manner. Let me introduce myself first. I am a miracle among soul beasts, a soul beast with both wisdom and beauty. I have cultivated for millions of years and created the record for the longest lifespan in Douluo continent, Master Xianmeng Eye Silkworm. Huo Yuhao? Isn't the impact of this butterfly's wings a bit outrageous? Anyway, let's go through the process first. Huo Yuhao continued to push the plot forward. Then why are you here now, Tian? Meng's voice became serious. Master Tian Meng will become your spirit ring, the first wisdom spirit ring in the history of Douluo continent. Don't worry, young man. I will be gentle and won't hurt you too much. After saying this, Xianmeng Eye Silkworm leaned forward and pressed its head against Huo Yuhao's forehead. The 10 golden halos on her body began to vibrate rhythmically, and then quickly enveloped Huo Yuhao's body. The Xianmeng Eye Silkworm itself transformed into streams of white light that continuously flowed into Huo Yuhao's body. The terrifying mental fluctuations instantly covered the surrounding area within 100 miles. It's done. It's done. Although the process was a bit strange, Huo Yuhao was a little excited that the Xianmeng Eye Silkworm was finally put into the bag. This is a small step for Hogua, but a big step for Douluo Star. Xianmeng Eye Silkworm was also ecstatic. Although the soul power level is not high, the mental strength and physical quality are so strong. I really found a treasure. This way I can integrate more power. Is this the gift from fate to me? God really favors Master Xianmeng. At the same time, the originally clear sky suddenly darkened, a thunderous roar sounded, and a huge and suffocating pressure descended from the sky. Huo Yuhao knew that this was a countermeasure to Tang San's treasure. Electrolux, the huge rock in his heart, finally fell. He no longer held on and passed out peacefully, entering the sea of spirituality. The 2 golden eyes of the Xianmeng Eye Silkworm turned upwards and looked into the sky. With horror and confusion revealed in its eyes, a stream of gray air dropped from the sky and instantly landed on the back of Huo Yuhao's head before quietly drilling into him. What dares to snatch people from me? The Xianmeng Eye Silkworm was furious, and a huge mental wave surged in an instant, trying to drive the uninvited guest out of Huo Yuhao's body. But she was only angry for a moment. This huge mental impact had no effect at all. A very blurry figure appeared behind Huo Yuhao, and an old voice sounded with an indescribable majesty. Holding the sun, moon and stars in my hand, there is no one like me in the world. I never thought that I could still have a trace of my soul left. After the gray airflow entered Huo Yuhao's mind, it immediately turned into a gray bead the size of a soybean, and then became silent. It neither conflicts with Xianmeng's power, nor will it be affected by Xianmeng's power. I can't be so unlucky. I finally found a human with spiritual attributes, but there are still bastards who want to snatch it from me. I am so pitiful. Woo woo. Although she was complaining, the Xianmeng Eye Silkworm's movements were not slow at all. The moment she began to inject power into Huo Yuhao's body, there was no way back. Anyway, I'm finally free. Those bastards who treated Lord Xianmeng as food, you don't stand a chance anymore, ha ha ha. The triumphant voice of Xianmeng Ice Silkworm gradually became smaller, and the huge mental power from before disappeared without a trace. A circle of bright white light appeared silently under Huo Yuhao, circling around his body for 3 consecutive weeks, and then merged into his body and disappeared. The remains of the Xianmeng Ice Silkworm, which was a thin white film with a light golden hue, quickly shrank and condensed into a ball before disappearing into Huo Yuhao's arms. Deep in the starred-out great forest, several terrifying auras fluctuated violently at the same time, as if they were sensing something, but they were destined to return empty-handed. The Sea of Spirit. After Huo Yuhao fell into coma, he came directly to this space here. There are so many spots of light that there is no end in sight, and his sight can extend to every corner of this space. Is the huge spiritual essence of the Xianmeng Ice Silkworm merged into his spiritual sea. The space at this time had changed greatly. The height and volume of the entire space increased by unknown times. The golden light of the origin gathered and rotated, finally forming 10 huge golden white light balls suspended in the air. Below them was a pale golden ocean formed by countless points of light. There was only a very small gray ball of light floating alone in the air, refusing together with these large light balls. Huo Yuhao couldn't help but admire it. It was worthy of being the spiritual origin of a million-year-old soul beast. It directly brought about a qualitative change in his sea of spirituality. Xianmeng Ice Silkworm spoke first. Young man, so your name is Huo Yuhao? Huo Yuhao nodded slightly. Hello, Xianmeng Ice Silkworm. The memories that he had deliberately left for Xianmeng should have been read by her at this time. As for the Xianmeng Ice Silkworm, he decided to maintain peace with it. Although it was a bit watery, it was a million-year-old soul beast after all. Xianmeng Ice Silkworm said excitedly. Call me Master Xianmeng. I am the first and only million-year-old soul beast in the world. I can grasp the sun and the moon with my claws and pluck the stars. There is no other beast like me in the world. Okay, let's learn and use it right away, right? So, Huo Yuhao asked knowingly. Okay, Xianmeng Ice Silkworm. Why would you, who are so powerful, condescend to be my spirit ring, Xianmeng? Ice Silkworm coughed twice and stopped worrying about Huo Yuhao's address. Forget it. I won't bother with you now. Later, you will understand the charm of Master Xianmeng. Well, I see you still have your charm. Afterwards, Xianmeng Binkin took over Huo Yuhao's words and began to tell him about his tragic past. It started with him turning into a ferocious beast while sleeping, and then he was captured, controlled and imprisoned by the ferocious beasts in the starred-out great forest, and turned into a beast-shaped power bank. Finally, I endured humiliation and endured hardships for 1,000,000 years, and was able to completely conceal my breath and escape successfully. Yeah, Huo Yuhao answered casually. He is already studying the mission rewards as the Xianmeng Ice Silkworm completely became his wisdom soul ring. Prompts that only Huo Yuhao could see appeared in a timely manner. Achieve the Xianmeng Wisdom Soul Ring achievement and receive the Beaming Ice Soul Body as a reward. Although he seemed calm on the surface, huge waves had already been set off in his heart this time. The achievement task actually gave the physique of the 10 absolute bodies. This was a result that Huo Yuhao had never expected. This is getting interesting. After the Xianmeng Ice Silkworm finished introducing the million-year soul ring and 4 soul skills that it brought to Huo Yuhao, it finally talked about the ultimate ice martial soul that he had been looking forward to for a long time. The spiritual eye is an invincible path, and more martial souls mean more paths. You know, it was precisely because of the Ice Emperor, the ultimate ice martial soul, that Huo Guo was able to rise to fame in the original novel and attracted Shrek's real attention. The martial soul I gave you is ice, but it is still soulless ice. It only has attributes but no form. When you absorb your first ice attribute spirit ring, your martial spirit will be finalized. Your second martial spirit will be determined by the spirit beast from which you absorb the spirit ring. That is to say, your second martial spirit must be, and many more. Huo Yuhao interrupted Yanmeng's chattering. I have a brilliant idea right now, but I don't have enough time to explain it to you. Let's talk about it later. I'm going to go out first. The 2 people from the Tang sect outside were already on their way on horseback. Okay, Xianmeng. Ice Silkworm had a confused look on his face, and his depressed and resentful voice echoed in Huo Yuhao's sea of consciousness. Don't go. Master Xianmeng hasn't finished yet. Don't worry about your second martial spirit. I have already thought about it for you. I will take you there when you are stronger. Heavenly dream relationship. Close friends achievement mission, God-making planets truly a soul beast without boundaries. Huo Yuhao shook his head. It was nothing more than looking for the Ice Emperor and making the Ice Jade Emperor Scorpion his second martial soul in the original novel. I really don't understand why Xianmeng Ice Silkworm fell in love with Bingdi at the first sight. You know, Bingbi Scorpion is the natural enemy of the Ice Silkworm clan, and the subsequent plot of Ask Love Valley really shows the bad taste of that adult. The most important thing is, you should be a woman now, right? Wow, this is the story that must be told between the three sisters of the far north, right? Although the original novel doesn't seem to clearly state Xianmeng's gender, however, regarding the second martial soul, there is now a better choice, that is the beaming ice soul body. New book period. Please collect and read. End of this chapter. Chapter 4 Unexpected Changes. Northern Ice Soul Body, one of the 10 absolute bodies, corresponding to the Ice and Snow Path and Soul Path. Top aptitude, infinite potential. Comment, as long as you live a wonderful life, what's the harm in dying? Comma, is it integrated? Wonderful girl's physique. Although this evaluation seems a bit ridiculous, and in the original work of Great Love Immortal, the 10 absolute body is a double-edged sword, which can be said to be a talent that is envied by heaven. If one does not become a 6th level Gu Immortal, he will be in danger of death at any time. However, in the judgment of the achievement system, due to the limitations of the rules of Douluo continent, the beaming ice soul body can be integrated with a prototype of the second martial soul brought by the Xianmeng ice silkworm to form the ultimate martial soul. After careful consideration, Huo Yuhao decided to use it as his second martial soul. Even if it cannot reach the strength of a god-level martial spirit such as the Seraph, it is definitely much better than the Ice Blue Emperor Scorpion. In particular, the Soul Dao can also interact with one's own spiritual eyes. Maybe there will be a connection between these two martial spirits? This time, I have the advantage. At the same time, this can also be used to test a long-term plan of a certain sea god. It's already like this, there's no need to make his martial soul fit 100%, right? In fact, the martial soul fusion technique is also good. Thinking of the 3 unique skills of Haodong, namely Sit and Fist, Nyandong Sword and Haodong Palm, he already felt embarrassed. That style of painting is really hard. Stopping the toes can dig out a 3-bedroom apartment. As for the Ice Emperor, I can only let her be my first soul ring, Wisdom Soul Ring. So, I'm counting on you, my future respected master, Mr. Yi. Eli A. Monday, help me. Electrolux. Right now, Alex is just a remnant soul who remembers nothing and must sleep to resist the dissipation of his consciousness. If you want him to regain his memory and stabilize himself, he needs the help of the gold of life, which cannot be achieved in a short period of time but in this life. As long as I exist, I will never let you perish by burning your spiritual fragments under the conspiracy of the God-King Tang. With a cry of surprise, a figure instantly accelerated and approached Huo Yuhao quickly. Brother Yuhao, are you okay? Tang. You're called out anxiously, her face full of worry. Tangaya, Bibi? I'm fine. Sensing that all the actors on the stage were present, Huo Yuhao took the script and began to get into the role. This is part of the plan. He had just woken up, so he simply found a place to lean against and felt the 4 soul skills brought by Xianmeng. It is still the 4-piece set of mind detection, mind sharing, mind interference and soul shock. Neat and tidy. It has to be said that the 4 soul skills provided by the Xianmeng Ice Silkworm's million-year soul ring are still very valuable, especially the first 2 mechanism monsters. They are unreasonably strong, they can hang all over the map, and they are shared, so they are very team-oriented in the Douluo continent. It is considered a small dimensionality reduction attack. Looking at the entire unrivaled Tang sect, it seems that there is no similar or even substitute skill buff for obtaining the Ice Emperor martial soul. Hogwar relied on them to become famous, gain the great attention of the Soul Guidance Department, and survive the weak early stage of development. As for mental interference, although the original work did not focus much on it, it was upgraded to a field skill in the later period, and the record was quite good. Even a seemingly ordinary soul shock, when combined with the purple demon eye, is a pure numerical monster, and its main feature is its powerful force that can send bricks flying. Plus the simulated magical skills provided by the second soul ring. The Ice Silkworm clan is so terrifying. From Huo Yuhao's perspective, there are so many areas where these soul skills can be explored in depth. Mental interference plus mental simulation, isn't that just a mirage? Isn't mental sharing plus mental interference the infinite space? Moreover, due to the suspected evolution of his martial soul, Huo Yuhao felt that these 4 pieces of equipment had all been improved to a certain extent. The mental interference alone now had some rudiments of controlling the five senses. As for the difficulty of developing soul skills, it's very simple. Wait until you get the Hideo insect and then watch me take action. Huo Yuhao knew that the Gu Master achievement system was his basic foundation. Thanks to the effect of the poisonous insect, his physical fitness has gradually improved, and now the limit of his first soul ring has reached about 700 years. The effect of the Requiem Gu is soothing. Even a first-level white pig Gu, which is said to have the strength of a pig, is actually more like the strength of a 100-year-old soul beast. I believe Feng Baboon feels this very well. Wind Baboon, I have no objection. After absorbing the soul ring brought by Cheyenne Men, his soul power level has now reached level 13. Huo Yuhao looked above their heads. Tang Ya's achievement task was still being refreshed. As for Bei Bei, her favorability was still not enough. I have the physique of a succubus, please give me some strength. If I remember correctly, the two of them came to the starred out Great Forest for Tang Ya's third soul ring. It would be great if they could take this opportunity to refresh the achievement mission. If I could get a few more bronze relic Gu, maybe I could reach level 20 in one fell swoop. Huh? We were so scared just now when we saw you sitting on the ground without moving, looking at the calm and composed Huo Yuhao. Tang Yu breathed a sigh of relief. Bei Bei said helplessly, Zioya, you are just too concerned. Yuhao is fine. Tang Yu was stunned for a moment, then her beautiful eyes widened and she said angrily, why didn't you tell me earlier? You made me anxious. Besides, what did you call me? Bei Bei immediately raised his hands in surrender. Okay, teacher Zioya, it's my fault. Zioya rolled her eyes at him and said, that's better. You should pay attention to your identity. Bei looked at Huo Yuhao, with a hint of vigilance in his eyes. The young man in front of him was not so harmless at all, and he was clearly fearless. Not only did he go to the starred out Great Forest alone, but the soul beast in the distance was obviously killed by him with just one punch. Facing Bei Bei's gaze, Huo Yuhao's mind moved slightly, and he immediately said, what is the matter with you two following me? Tang Yu smiled sweetly and said, I was a little worried about you. Seeing you come into the Zingdao Great Forest alone, we, as members of Shrek, can't just sit there and watch. I also want to obtain a spirit ring, so Bei Bei and I followed you. Feeling Tang Ya's sincerity, Huo Yuhao also smiled slightly. So, it's senior sister Tang and senior brother Bei. What a coincidence. I'm also a freshman at Shrek Academy this year. In an instant, the slightly tense atmosphere became harmonious. Tang Ya's eyes lit up. Are you a freshman at Shrek this year? Huo Yuhao nodded. Yes, this time I came to the starred out Great Forest to gain some experience and broaden my horizons. Bei added his analysis. Brother Yuhao's soul power may not seem high on the surface, but in fact, his physical fitness alone has reached the level of a second ring Great Soul Master. As for the effect of this hidden soul power, it is the use of mental power, right? Bei hadn't reacted before, but now when she looked at Huo Yuhao carefully, she felt that there were doubts everywhere. Huo Yuhao did not refute and said openly, yes, my martial soul is the spirit eye, which is a spiritual attribute. Martial soul. Hearing this, Tang Ya's eyes lit up. Spiritual eyes? The original martial spirit? Great, you good devil, I think you just want my body. I know exactly what's going on in your mind. The two continued to communicate. There is no one left in my family. I am the only one left. After talking about Huo Yuhao's life experience, Tang Yu changed her previous playful attitude. She felt the same way at the moment, and felt heartbroken but also a little sad. She also lost both her parents, and the Tang clan's foundation was taken away, leaving it in name only. Just for a moment, after hearing about Huo Yuhao's life experience, she felt a little secretly happy. Would this make it easier to lure him to the Tang sect? But looking at the young man in front of her, whose facial features were young and handsome but seemed unusually mature, Tang Yu felt very distressed. She just hugged him and began to comfort him. Don't worry, everything will be fine. From now on in Shrek, we will protect you. I don't think anyone dares to bully you. At this moment, Huo Yuhao, who was lying softly in his arms, was extremely confused. Husband currently, not the plot has changed dramatically. What about Tang Ya's ecstatic death scene? Why not the phrase that's great? You are not Tang Ya, who are you? I had already prepared the ironic lines for the rest of the film. Why did this happen? How could I, Huo Yuhao, be such a casual person? It is reasonable that a first-ring soul master cannot react to the speed of a second-ring soul master. Huo Yuhao took over Tang Ya's words and said, thank you, senior sister Tang Ya, you Can call me Senior Xiaoya, okay, Xiaoya-senpai. The fate fragrance on Tang Ye's body can be clearly smelled. It must be that woman, pretending to be gentle and forcing me to join the Tang sect and become the star angry Kawaii. I am not a person who is obsessed with beauty, let alone the ordinary little Tangya. Xiao Yuhao, have you ever considered joining our sect? Achievement. Tasks are refreshed in a timely manner. Tangya relationship, friends achievement mission, revive the Tang sect, starting with kidnapping the chef. As expected, he couldn't escape the fateful disaster. Although the world line changed due to the flapping of its butterfly wings, it eventually came to an end. Join the thriving Tang sect? Taga, verbal Welu. But I refuse. Following the original plot does not mean I will join the Tang sect. The inequality is solved in seconds. As for achievement tasks, it's better not to do them. Do you think I, Huo Yuhao, am someone who sold my soul for that little reward? Definitely not. It's definitely not because of giving too little. It's the new book period. Please collect it and read it later. Thank you everyone. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. Sorry, I'll definitely do it next time. Zhuangman, Tang. You're not. Seriously, our sect is called Tang sect, and it was once the #1 sect on the continent. If you join, you will not suffer any loss. Yuhao, you are all alone and so young. If you join a sect, everyone can take care of each other in the future. It's better than you acting recklessly on your own. What if something goes wrong when you act alone? Ho! Yuhao's body trembled. Tang sect. In fact, he felt a little uncomfortable when he heard this word. Now it is impossible for me to join the Tang sect. There aren't many benefits, but there are a lot of troubles. In particular, if he joined the Tang sect, it would inevitably strengthen the cause and effect relationship with a certain pure and innocent sea god, making it easier for him to observe and control him. Once you enter the Tang sect, it's like entering a deep sea, and from then on Ho Gua becomes a loyal dog. If I remember correctly, he intervened in Douluo continent on the grounds that he could not bear to see the Tang sect perish. Once I joined the Tang sect, wouldn't that be like a sheep walking into a tiger's mouth, and I would be tied up and sent to the Lord of the Sea? Brother Ho, do you know the Tang sect? Bibi finally found the right opportunity to interrupt the conversation. I've heard some legends. Besides, didn't senior sister Xiaoya also say that the Tang sect is the #1 sect on the continent? Tang Ya's eyes suddenly turned red. The Tang sect's foundation has been taken away, and we no longer have any mansions. Currently, there are only Bibi and I in the Tang sect. I am the current leader of the Tang sect, and Bibi is my founding disciple, too. Be honest, in Huo Yuhao's opinion, the decline of the Tang sect is inevitable. In fact, the Tang sect has been able to survive until now only because of the blessings of their ancestors. Oh no, it's the blessings of the sea god. What era is it now? Are you still using traditional hidden weapons? Do you think this is still the era of hidden weapons killing gods like in Dawai? Times have changed. It was also because Huo Yuhao now had a system, so the soul god was not very important to him, so there was no need for him to go to the Sun Moon Empire specifically. Otherwise, he will also join the glorious evolution of soul guides. Science and technology are the primary productive forces, and the Tang sect's tradition of fighting to the death against a blue silvergrass martial spirit is really laughable when you think about it. Don't you think about it carefully? The martial soul of the God-King Tang is not the trash blue silvergrass at all, but the top martial soul blue silver emperor. Do I have to learn other people's spirit ring ratios? The summary of experience and theory of the optimal soul ring configuration for blue silvergrass passed down from generation to generation in the Tang sect? It's genius to use a good life-supporting martial spirit to play control. 10,000 years have passed, and the knowledge of martial spirit still remains at this level. There is really no hope. Bibi coughed twice. Now there are only Xiaoya and I in Tang sect, but we will definitely work hard to make Tang sect shine again. If you are willing, Yuhao, you are welcome to join. We will definitely be able to create the glory of Tang sect together. Xiaoya is right about one thing. Tang sect has a technique that is very suitable for your practice and will be very beneficial to your future development. It's the moderate, peaceful and everlasting Zhuanshenguang, right? To be honest, Zhuanshenguang and Purple Demon Eye are very important to Huo Yuhao in the original novel. After all, Zhuanshenguang solved the shortcomings of the original owner's weak body and slow improvement of soul power, and the Purple Demon Eye was a perfect match with the Spirit Eye. However, Huo Yuhao said, this castrated version of the Tang sect's Zhuanshen treasure record is insignificant. I, Huo Yuhao, can walk all the way. Sorry, I'm off topic. Even without the Tang sect's unique skills, I can still cultivate to become a god. As Huo Yuhao remained silent, Tang continued to strike while the iron was hot. I'm not bragging or lying to you. Although the Tang sect has declined now, as the former #1 sect in the continent, it still has some privileges. Aren't you going to apply for Shrek Academy? Shrek's application and admission are very strict, but our Tang sect will have one place for admission without examination every year. If you are willing to join our Tang sect, this year's quota will be yours. As for whether you can stay in Shrek Academy, it depends on your own efforts. This is all I can give you, but, Huo Yuhao, I have a request. As long as you join the Tang sect, you will be a member of the Tang sect for the rest of your life. If one day you want to quit, you must return all of the Tang sect's unique skills. Bei also said seriously, little brother Ho, if you want to join the Tang sect, you must think carefully. Although my Tang sect has declined, it was once the world's #1 sect after all. If you regret it in the future and want to betray the sect, neither I nor Tang will forgive you. Ho Yuhao was speechless. I was silent for a while and the combo was triggered directly. Hey, I didn't say I wanted to join. Am I being too gentle, or are you guys being rebellious? I don't want to go through fire and water for the Tang sect and end up becoming the loyal dog of Lord Poseidon. What? After leaving the Tang sect, you have to return your unique skills. Come naked, leave naked, right? He really has the style of the God-King of Tang. Putting all this aside, even if I joined the Tang sect, as long as I endured for a few years, with my strength by then, would I still care about your pursuit? I see you have already received your death. You can even have an infernal affairs. It's very simple. I will become the leader of the Tang sect, right? If I remember correctly, the inner sect of Gijianchao Mountain Cliff is the orthodox sect of Tang sect, right? As for Tang Sen, he is just an outer sect traitor who secretly learned Zuanshan Baolu. Look, I will expel him from the Tang sect. The orthodox lineage of the Tang sect lies in me. Huo Yuhao? Wait, that's getting off topic. As for the Shrek Academy exemption qualification, which was the most useful to him, Huo Yuhao felt that it was somewhat useful but not much. If you want to enter Shrek, the most difficult part is the soul power and age requirements. As for the city lord's letter of recommendation, is this kind of thing difficult to get? It might be difficult for him now. After all, he hasn't even reached the soul power level required for admission, but after he received the sacrifice from the Ice Emperor, with his incredible talent at that time, getting a letter of recommendation was a piece of cake for him. That's right, Huo Yuhao has decided to go directly to the far north to receive the Ice Emperor's opportunity and get the old Lolly's gold coins. You can enroll at any time, but the sooner you sacrifice to Hyotei, the better. Huo Yuhao now has a trace of paranoia. He knows very well that even if he follows the plotline, he will not be able to develop smoothly. He is afraid that one day he will flap the butterfly wings and cause the world line to continue to change. The subsequent 2 emperors of ice and snow and the gold of living things are relatively critical nodes, which cannot be lost even if he missed the enrollment date. Because of this, would Shrek Academy reject a peerless genius with twin martial spirits and ultimate ice? Impossible. Mazaya Ateo's evil fire problem alone was enough for him to control Dean Yan Shaos. You don't want your adopted daughter to be tortured by her martial soul defect, right? Hey, I have too many spicy cards. Huo Yuhao politely declined. Senior sister Xiaoya, I plan to join the sect after graduation. As for Shrek's entrance examination, you don't have to worry about me, sorry. For the achievement task, I will definitely complete it next time. Hearing this, Tang couldn't help but get anxious. Yuhao, believe me, Shrek's admission requirements are not that simple. You have absorbed the Wind Baboon Spirit Ring for 10 years. Even if you have a rare spiritual martial spirit, Bei interrupted helplessly. Xiaoya, you are prejudiced again. Brother Ho never said that he absorbed this 10-year spirit ring. Since he has said so, let's put off joining the Tang sect for now. A forced melon is not sweet. Aren't you just greedy for the delicious grilled fish and want to lure a chef in? Tang said angrily. Bei, you didn't join me in trying to persuade Yuhao, but why did you try to undermine me? Besides, I was seriously considering Yuhao's future. Bei said seriously. Xiaoya, you know, with the current situation of Tang sect, it is very difficult to attract talents. It is normal for Yuhao not to join now, but there is a long way to go, and we can still work hard together. Ho Yuhao also comforted Tang Yang. Senior Xiaoya, I have something important to do that requires the support of a powerful force. Let me think carefully about joining the Tang sect. The original owner did not leave nothing behind. He could feel a strong will that is to become a powerful soul master and avenge his mother. take gorgeous revenge on the Duchess. As for Duke Beihu, he also had to be sent off as soon as possible. After all, he was a kind-hearted person and couldn't bear to see lovers separated by life and death. He would not be like Huo Yuhao in the original novel, who was tamed to the point of being completely lost inside, and even changed his surname and traced his ancestral roots on the spot. So, this is also for your own good. If you really knew that one of his enemies is White Tiger Duke Yuhao, would you still agree? In the future, he will be a titled Douluo who is only one step away from becoming a super Douluo. Don't talk about your Tang sect. Even Shrek in the original novel, when faced with a suspected assassination attempt of Huo's son Huolbin on Huo Yuhao, the case was finally dropped due to insufficient evidence. What's more, Huo Yuhao didn't believe that there was no conspiracy behind this drama by the God-King Tang. Huo has been away at war for more than 10 years and has not returned home. Is the Duchess all-powerful? Obviously unlikely. He shook his head inwardly afterwards, with the words of comfort from him and Bibi. Tang finally let go of her obsession with hiring the chef. Tang relationship, friends achievement task, waiting for refresh. That's it. You are good, I am good, and he is good too. The moment Tang Ya's mentality changed, her achievement task changed to a refresh state. It seems that the classic card task link will not happen before. Huo Yuhao was thinking, what should he do if someone else's achievement task conflicts with his own? Are these all necessary sacrifices? No, no, no. He didn't want to sell his soul just to complete a mission. Now it's better. When you are poor, you must change. When you change, you will get through. When you get through, you will last long. The Great Love Immortal Achievement System is quite humane. The new book is launched. Please collect and read it. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. Respect her destiny. It just so happens that I can give it a try now. Huo Yuhao asked knowingly. I remember seeing your sister Xiao said before that we came to the starred out Great Forest just to obtain spirit rings. Maybe he can take this opportunity to make some money. Tang nodded. Yes, if Yuhao doesn't mind, let's form a team and go to Shrek together after we finish hunting the soul beasts. This is just right. I can also take this opportunity to let Yuhao see the strength of Bibi and me. Maybe he will change his mind. Okay, but after seeing your sister Xiao gets the spirit ring, I have another place to go. You guys should go to Shrek first. Ho. Yuhao finally got what he wanted. Tang relationship, friends achievement mission, reviving the Tang sect, starting with obtaining spirit rings. Just as he expected, the refresh mechanism of the achievement task can be interfered with slightly by human intervention, and favorability is the key. He glanced at Bibi unlocked. He's a really hard-hearted guy. Huo Yuhao could even sense a hint of vigilance and hostility from him, but it makes sense. After all, he is not a succubus that everyone loves. Huo Yuhao was actually a little uncomfortable dealing with someone as enthusiastic as Tang, whether it is the experiences in his previous life or the memories in this life. Huo Yuhao has some social phobia attributes. He dislikes people and animals who have no sense of boundaries. That's right, I'm talking about you, Xianmeng Ice Silkworm. Because he left the Sea of Spirituality early, Xianmeng was still making noises in his mind after listening to the meaningless cries of grief for a while. Huo Yuhao simply blocked out the noisy sounds in his sea of consciousness. If someone is too attentive to you for no reason, he is either a traitor or a thief. Although this theory cannot be simply rejected, boys still need to protect themselves when they are outside in order to participate in Tang Ya's achievement mission. Huo Yuhao initiated an inquiry. What type of spirit ring does senior sister Xiao need? With my spirit perception ability, I should be able to help you. Then, I'll leave it to Yuhao. Tang Yu smiled and told Huo Yuhao about the soul beast she needed, and her desire to get him became even stronger. But Bibi is right, we just need to take it slow. There's still a lot of time. The monk may escape, but the temple cannot. As long as Huo Yuhao joins Shrek Academy, there will be more opportunities for contact in the future. The three began to go deeper into the Star Forest. Huo Yuhao let out a long sigh inwardly. As expected, Tang Ya's choice of soul beast was to emulate a certain God-King mandrake snakes, ghost vines, even human-faced demon spiders and crypt demon spiders are all the best choices mentioned by Tang. The laws passed down by our ancestors cannot be changed. Right, at that moment, Huo Yuhao wanted to persuade Tang, but he gave up. It is a taboo to talk about deep things with someone you just met. He cherishes people who can be used as tools to accomplish tasks. It has to be said that blindly believing in the glory of the Tang clan is not advisable, although it doesn't seem to be explicitly stated in the original novel. Tang Ya's innate soul power is definitely not low. Considering her current age, it should be at least level 7, as the current descendant of the Tang sect and the future Holy Spirit Church saint. Tang Ya's blue silvergrass martial soul is not simple. It possesses the orthodox blue silvergrass royal bloodline, and has the hidden talent of devouring life. If he took the path of life, maybe he could really change his fate and restore the glory of the blue silvergrass, but it's hard to say for sure. After all, without investigation, you have no right to speak. His current knowledge of martial arts spirits basically comes from the memories of his previous life, so he should not jump to conclusions or give suggestions that will let go of the desire to help others and respect their fate. Huo Yuhao can now conclude that Tang San's blue silvergrass martial soul is the most suitable for the path of life, but this is not necessarily the case for Tang Yu. The blue silvergrass lineage of the Tang sect has always selected soul beasts according to Tang San's soul rings, and this has been passed down from generation to generation. Perhaps Tang Ya's current blue silvergrass has been successfully transformed and can never go back. This can also explain the source of her powerful talent for devouring life. After a quick look, he identified it as the devouring talent of the human-faced demon spider. This time he went to Shrek. He also wanted to get some martial spirit research materials for free. After all, as the #1 academy in the continent in the spirit realm, it's impossible that the only method of training they have is running, the ancestral method. After an hour in the perception circle that Huo Yuhao projected with his spirit, a 3-meter-long, pink-red snake appeared. There was a small bump on its forehead, resembling a flower. After integrating the origin of Xianming into his spiritual space, his spiritual power has now directly reached the level of a 7-ring soul saint, and it is easy for him to release his spiritual power. 1,000-year-old mandragora snake, you still cannot escape the fate of death. Senior Xiaoya, I found the soul beast you need. It's a 1,000-year-old mandragora snake, and its cultivation level is about 1,300 years. Wow, that's great. It suits me very well, thank you Yuhao. Tang Yu was extremely excited and wanted to give Yuhao another big hug. I don't know why, but even though it was the first time I met Yuhao, we felt like old friends right away, and my favorability towards each other increased rapidly. Without thinking too much, Tang Yu directly called Bebe and followed Huo Yuhao's instructions to approach the 1,000-year-old mandrake snake. Different from Tang Ya's excitement, Bebe's face was solemn. Although he is already a powerful soul master, he still finds it difficult to win against a 1,000-year soul beast. This is assuming that his own martial soul is strong enough. Xiaoya, protect Yuhao. Bebe let out a low shout. The first soul ring on his right arm shone brightly. Under the strong fluctuation of soul power, the dragon claw condensed from blue-purple lightning shot out and slapped the mandrake snake. The first soul skill, Thunder Dragon Claw. The mandrake snake had been coiled on the ground before, but as soon as Bebe launched his attack, it suddenly jumped up and leaped into the air, twitching its long tail suddenly and pouncing on Bebe in an instant. Bebe did not retreat but advanced, crouching down while taking ghost shadow steps. With a quick flash, the lightning dragon claw that he had previously blasted out turned in the air and chased after the mandragora snake from behind. At the same time, the second soul ring on his right arm also lit up. Countless lightning bolts magnified at the same time, turning into lightning arrows that flashed in the air, forming a dense net of thunder that enveloped the mandala snake. The second soul skill, Thunder. As long as the mandrake snake is covered by the electric net, the Thunder Dragon Claw will catch up from behind. Even if it cannot seriously injure it, it can at least gain the upper hand. However, the power of the Millennium Soul Beast is obviously not that simple. Just as the power grid was about to close, a puff of pink mist gushed out of the mouth of the mandrake snake, and a sweet fragrance that was 10 times stronger than before spread out. The lightning arrows transformed from the thunder were sprayed by the pink poisonous mist, and like fine sand scattered in water, they instantly became fine pieces. At the same time, Tang Yu and Huo Yuhao retreated quickly, fearing that they would be contaminated by the terrifying fog. Worry appeared on her pretty face. This mist is extremely toxic. It not only has a paralyzing effect, but is also highly destructive to the body's nerves. The mandrake snake suddenly thrust forward in the air and hit the electric net hard, creating a gap in the thunder net. Bebe's first soul skill came to nothing. Tang Yu frowned slightly. Yuhao, this guy is very difficult to deal with. I have to go help Bebe. You have to protect yourself, Ho. Yuhao stopped Tang Yu with one hand and said, Senior Xiaoya, leave it to me. Yuhao, this is a 1,000-year-old soul beast. Tang Yu looked at Yuhao worriedly. According to Bebe's previous guess, the handsome young man in front of her was at most at the level of a great soul master. Coupled with Huo Yuhao's previous action of coming to the starred out Great Forest alone, Tang Yu couldn't help but label him as inexperienced. Tang Yu was about to continue speaking when Yuhao protected her behind her in a flash. The mandrake snake broke free from its restraints and immediately changed its target of attack, targeting the two of them obviously. The mandrake snake, which has been practicing for thousands of years, has become extremely cunning and knows how to pick on the weak. But Huo Yuhao looked at the approaching bloody mouth without any ripple in his heart. Mandrake snake, I think you are ready to die? It just so happened that while participating in the achievement mission, he could also try out the innate talents brought by the semi-awakened spiritual eyes. Although it is not perfect yet, it is enough to deal with this situation. The new book is launched. Please collect and read it. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. In a moment, pink poisonous mist continued to spread in the air. A strong pink light shone from the head of the mandragora snake. It let out a hissing scream and actually shook off Bebe and rushed directly towards Huo Yuhao and the others. Oh no, Xiaoya, be careful. Seeing that Tang Yu was about to be in danger, Bebe's heart tightened, his eyes became deep, and a layer of fine electric light burst out from his body, dispersing the poisonous fog, and rushing towards the mandrake snake with all his strength. His purple third soul ring emitted a dazzling brilliance, and a lower ore suddenly exploded from Bebe's body. I saw a strong blue-purple electric light coming out of his whole body. The scales on his right arm quickly spread to his right chest, and his whole aura suddenly surged. The third soul ring, Thunderous Fury. Thunder's Fury can instantly increase Bebe's soul attacking effect by more than 50%, and the lightning attribute increases several times at the same time. A thunder dragon claw that was twice as large as the previous one condensed and appeared again, shooting towards the mandragora snake, trying to intercept it. At this time, Tang Yu, who was protected by Huo Yuhao behind her, also activated her soul power. And two circles of yellow soul rings rose from under her feet. The first soul skill, Blue Silver Coil. Dozens of thick vines wrapped around the body of the mandrake snake in the blink of an eye, tightening it like a dumpling. But the Millennium Mandragora snake was known for its strong body and lightning speed. The blue-silver grass vines only made it pause for a moment before it broke into pieces. Its momentum did not decrease at all, and it rushed directly towards Huo Yuhao to kill him. Huo Yuhao's face remained calm. He held the white tiger dagger in his right hand and activated its spiritual detection. Has already been quietly started. With his skillful manipulation, he can directly release soul skills without even displaying his soul rings. Huo Yuhao had no intention of activating mind sharing. He chose to enjoy the experience alone. As early as in previous experiments, he discovered the power of this skill. Mental detection can detect the surrounding situation and enemy actions in all directions without blind spots. Wherever his eyes look, various information will appear in his mind simultaneously, from the distance, movement traces, to the specific parameters of various things. Everything is taken into account in the mind, and almost everything around is visible. Moreover, compared to the original book where he could only detect a distance of 30 meters when he first obtained the spirit ring, he felt that he could now directly cover a range of thousands of meters. However, the farther the distance, the more soul power is consumed due to the limitations of current soul power. Maintaining a distance of 100 meters is the best solution, and with the use of the soul-soothing goo, Ling Mao awakened an innate talent. He can put himself into a state of acceleration, making himself faster and more ghostly. It's like the time itself has been blunted. Because of the influence of the novel in his previous life, Huo Yuhao called it moment, although it can now only last less than 5 seconds of the normal time and the increase is only 2 times the speed. It is more than enough to deal with this situation. The mandragora snake's tail swung, and the tip of the tail glowed pink, hitting the thunder dragon claw that was chasing after it, smashing Bebe's strength and first soul skill to pieces. However, Bebe's attack was not completely ineffective. As one of the most powerful beast martial souls, his attack power was top-notch among soul masters of the same level. Although the mandragora snake was very powerful, after it broke through several thunder spirit skills, a layer of fine lightning light appeared on its body, and its body fell directly to the ground. Good chance. It was at this moment that Huo Yuhao moved mental interference plus mental detection plus instant double speed. In Huo Yuhao's eyes, everything seemed to slow down. He was like the only person in a slow-motion movie with normal speed, wandering in a lengthy timeline. What's a pity is that during the time of using Setsuna, although his body became faster, the speed of his nerve reaction did not increase much. It is also with the assistance of mental detection that Huo Yuhao can perfectly control the acceleration state in an instant. Holding the white tiger dagger, a beam of fluorescent light flashed through the air and he stabbed the mandragora snake from behind. Hiss! The screams were harsh and sharp, and sounded particularly clear in the quiet star-down forest. However, the mandrake snake that made the sound was dying, bleeding profusely, and almost dead. The two men and the silkworm were extremely confused. In their opinion, Huo Yuhao, who was originally in imminent danger, disappeared in an instant, and then there a painful scream in just a blink of an eye. The situation was reversed. What on earth happened? Looking at this scene, Biba froze in place, a look of disbelief on his face. Is this the action of Yuhao's younger brother? I feel like a fake soul master. Tang Yu covered her mouth in surprise, her face full of disbelief and her beautiful eyes shining brightly. Originally, she was prepared to use Tang Sek's unique skills and hidden weapons to delay time, but she didn't expect Yuhao to take him down directly with just one move. Even the Xianmeng ice silkworm that was on guard for Yuhao in the sea of consciousness screamed, "Zio! Yuhao, what happened just now? Is this the soul skill I gave you when going deep into the starred out great forest?" For safety reasons, Huo Yuhao also asked the Xianmeng ice silkworm to keep an eye on him to prevent any accidents. The result is this scene. Tianmeng, how come I didn't know that my soul skills were so awesome? Could it be that Yuhao is a bara genius? But from the memories she obtained, wasn't Yuhao's innate soul power only level 1, is that right? No, senior. Xiaoya, why are you still standing there? Come and absorb the spirit ring of this mandragora snake. Ho! Yuhao did not explain to them, but urged them on. It was because he held back, otherwise this one blow would have been enough to kill the mandragora snake completely. If you don't finish off the enemy, the soul ring will be formed. With his current strength, he could solve it successfully in less than an instant, but that would take some effort. After all, he is only a level 13 soul master now. The longer he delays, the more cards he will reveal. Hearing this, Tang Yu also reacted and quickly came to the side of the mandrake snake. A flying knife about half a foot long appeared in her hand and ended its life. A circle of purple soul ring also slowly condensed and formed from the head of the mandala snake. Thank you, Yuhao. Tang Yu cheered and gave Huo Yuhao a big hug. Huo Yuhao nodded and slowly pushed it away. You're welcome. Let's get started. If you continue like this, when will Biba's achievement mission be unlocked? He could even feel Biba's somewhat unnatural gaze. Tang Yu didn't care and laughed. I didn't expect it to be so smooth. Please help me protect the law. As she spoke, she quickly sat cross-legged next to the mandragora snake. A blue light lit up on her right hand. She raised her hand and lightly touched the purple soul ring above the mandragora snake. Then the purple soul ring was attracted by the blue light on her hand and merged into her body. After Tang Yu began to absorb the spirit ring, the two of them started talking while being on guard. As the three of them worked together to fight, their relationship indeed became much closer. The main thing was that Bei expressed his gratitude to Huo Yuhao, and he also saw that the other party did not want to reveal too much. Therefore, although he was very curious about Huo Yuhao's strength, he had no intention of exploring it in depth. Bei said with lingering fear, I am ashamed. I was too careless. Thank you, Junior Yuhao, for helping me. Otherwise, Xiaoya might have been in danger in the situation just now. Huo Yuhao smiled and said, Senior Bei, you are too polite. We are all classmates of Shrek. It is normal for us to help each other, isn't it? Based on the situation just now, the mandragora snake was clearly coming for me. I have to thank Senior Bei for creating the right opportunity for me. These are necessary sacrifices in order to gain favor. Bei relationship, friends achievement mission. I am not a child-rearing husband. The favorability level jumped 2 levels. Sure enough, those who treat others with sincerity will be treated with sincerity in return. However, your mission achievement, if I remember correctly, it should be related to senior sister Zhang Lexuan, right? Okay, I've decided to make you my friend. Let me, your brother, help share the pressure with you during the period of new book release. Please collect and read it. End of this chapter. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelists. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 8, Good Brother Zhang Lexuan, the chief disciple of Shrek's inner courtyard and the eldest sister of the inner courtyard, was adopted by Bei's great-great-grandfather Moon and since childhood, and has a childhood sweetheart relationship with Bei. In the original book, because of Moon, she liked Bei, but unfortunately Bei only had motherly and sisterly affection for her. Later, Moon couldn't bear to see the decline of Tang's sect, so he instructed Bei to find Tang Yao. So Bei joined Tang's sect when Tang Yao was in the most difficult time and became her disciple. As the two spent more time together, Bei fell completely in love with a girl who was willing to give everything for the rise of the Tang sect. He was devoted to Tang Yao and was loyal to her this time. King Mei will be killed instantly, but, Brother Bibi, don't worry, Huo Yuhao, will comfort senior sister for you and ensure that you have nothing to worry about. How can he get involved in the achievement quest? I'm not a child-raised husband. I have some clues, but not much. In short, the first step should be to match him with Tanya, right? As long as I don't interfere in this matter, everything will go smoothly. If he really interfered in their relationship, Huo Yuhao felt that it would cause big problems. The succubus physique must be guarded against just Tanya. So, Huo Yuhao, are you interested in the soul master named Tanya, Tian? Meng's slightly curious voice sounded in my mind. Although she didn't get the specific information about Shanshan from Huo Yuhao just now, she did catch some news about Tanya from the violent mental fluctuations just now. She did not live in vain for nearly 1,000,000 years, although she slept for a long time, especially in the starred-out Great Forest, where she was scheming against many powerful soul beasts. Her struggle to survive, which honed her extraordinary wisdom, the most astonishingly intelligent episode. I may look careless on the surface, but I'm not stupid at all. On the contrary, I'm quite smart. As early as when the Xianmeng ice silkworm received Huo Yuhao's memory, she realized that it was an incomplete memory, but she did not make things difficult for Yuhao. Tianmeng knew clearly that there was no turning back after his origin left his body. Now the man and the silkworm are on the same boat. You know, she supports Huo Yuhao unconditionally as a host. The more powerful Huo Yuhao is, the less worry Kun would have. Moreover, what Huo Yuhao has shown so far has given her great confidence, especially the previous idea about the combination of soul skills. Although she didn't know what the wisdom insect was, she knew that she could kill it indiscriminately. Before leaving the Sea of Consciousness, Huo Yuhao also reminded Tianmeng not to fall into deep sleep because there would be a big thing coming up. Otherwise, Xianmeng would have been impatient and gone to sleep. But I didn't expect that this big thing is actually related to feelings. Anyone with a discerning eye can see that the relationship between Tanya and Bei Bei is definitely not an ordinary teacher-student relationship, but more like a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. At this moment, Tianmeng thought of his entanglement with the Ice and Snow Emperors, and suddenly felt some resonance. It was she who gave advice and offered loyalty behind the scenes. Now that I'm excited, I'll take action and show my strength as a master of love. The package is taken. Yuhao, if you like Tanya, I will definitely help you to get her, but her blue-silver grass martial soul is not that suitable for you. In my opinion, it would be better for you to find a soul master with fire attribute. Hearing Tianmeng's monologue, Huo Yuhao's face turned black. Who understands? This silkworm is really a love-brained person. Is he the kind of person who would interfere in other people's relationships so casually? No. Besides, there are so many beautiful girls in Shrek Academy who are unattached. Why bother? Strike out this sentence. You'll know soon. Xianmeng. For the sake of harmonious relationship in the future, Huo Yuhao also planned to reveal the insect later and give a thorough explanation. Fool, he was just simply coveting other people's achievement tasks. It takes quite a long time to absorb the Millennium Soul Ring, so Bibi scattered some medicines for driving away soul beasts that he carried with him around the periphery. Their luck was pretty good. During Tanya's absorption process, only a few soul beasts that were 10 or 100 years old appeared, and they did not encounter any 1,000-year-old creatures, so they were able to escape danger without any danger. After taking a long breath, Tanya slowly opened her eyes. Her bright eyes were gleaming with brilliance, and her whole spirit and energy was greatly enhanced. Her figure seemed to have become taller, her aura stronger, her skin more lustrous, and her blood more vigorous. In the Soul Master's training process, level 30 is an important threshold. If one can cross this hurdle and enter the Soul Master realm, then he or she will be a true Soul Master, and the future will be promising and the prospects will be limitless. Many Soul Masters with poor talents cannot break through the bottleneck of level 30, even if they try their best throughout their lives. Just like Tang San's guide, Uzia Gang, who was unable to break through level 30 in his lifetime because of his martial soul's malignant mutation into Luo Sanpao. Later, he took the 9th grade purple fungus, the immortal herb, and his martial soul evolved, and finally he broke through this bottleneck. For someone like Huo Yuhao, who only had a level 1 innate soul power, if there was no special opportunity, he might have been stuck here for the rest of his life. But the fusion of the Xianmeng Ice Silkworm alone is enough to help him change his fate. Success, Tang. Yor jumped up from the ground excitedly. With a stimulation of soul power, 3 soul rings, 2 yellow and 1 purple, quickly rose from under her feet. The most eye-catching thing is naturally the 1,000-year-old purple soul ring, The bright purple exudes a noble aura at this time. The system prompt appears in a timely manner. Achievement triggered. Achieve Tang Ya's achievement of revitalizing the Tang sect, starting from obtaining spirit rings and receive the reward of flower bud goo. Flower bud goo, a second-level goo insect, used to store items. Evaluation, a must-have space ring for home and travel. Look at Tang Ya again. Tang Ya relationship, close friends achievement task, waiting for refresh, got used to. After all, he played a crucial role in this soul hunting and must have left a deep impression on Tang Ya. It is reasonable for his favorability to reach the third level, right? Well, that's actually quite unreasonable. This is a close friend, I guess Tang Ya and Jiang Nanan are just close friends at most? Huo Yuhao guessed that even now, Bei and Tang Ya might not have reached the level of close friends. It seems that the determination of favorability in the achievement system is also one-sided. This is just Tang Ya's unilateral view of her best friend. Tang Ya's behavior has nothing to do with him. Bei smiled and said, "Xiaoya, congratulations, Tang." Ya cheered, rushed over to him and gave him a big hug. Bei, thank you, Bei. Hugged her delicate body, and the smile on his face was a little more endearing. Since I promised to help you realize your dream, I will definitely do it, Tang. Ya leaned in Bei's arms, but accidentally glanced at Huo Yuhao, who was eating melons on the side. She immediately remembered that there was another person here, so she quickly broke free from Bei's arms. Tang Ya was a little embarrassed and changed the subject awkwardly. Thank you, Yuhao, for your help. Your performance just now was also very handsome, Ho. Yuhao said teasingly. You're welcome, senior sister Xiaoya, but you two are really a good match. Tang Yaksha blushed and stammered, don't think too much. Bei and I are just a teacher and student, Bei. Bei coughed and said, okay, since your spirit ring has been absorbed, let's leave here quickly. The Xingdao Great Forest is not a place to stay for long, Tang. Ya nodded quickly, let's go, senior. Bei, I think you are also not saying what you mean. Achievement triggered. Achieve Bei's I'm not a child raised husband achievement and receive the reward of small light goo. Small light goo, a first level goo worm. Using this goo to assist the moonlight goo can make the moon blade's attack stronger. Evaluation, where's my moonlight goo? You are worthy of being my good brother. It takes no effort for you to get it. Bei relationship, friends achievement task, waiting for refresh. Sure enough, relying on the original plot is the best way to gain favor, and his choice is definitely not wrong. Now, it's time to take a trip to the far north. The new book is launched, please collect and read it. End of this chapter. Chapter 9, The Small Shock of Soul Fusion. After parting with Tang Clan Yuan, Huo Yuhao communicated with a Xianmeng ice silkworm in his mind, preparing to give her a small shock. Yuhao, is this true or false? Tian Meng pouted, half believing and half doubting. She clearly recognized all the words Yuhao said, but when they were put together, she couldn't understand them at all. Huo Yuhao's expression became solemn and somewhat unfathomable. This is a long story. At first, I thought it was fake, but later, I did obtain the goo worm through this inheritance, and the second martial soul that is about to merge. In Huo Yuhao's explanation, he packaged the achievement system as a heritage and demonstrated the various poisonous insects he had obtained before, providing irrefutable evidence. The first level Hoku, the first level wine worm, the first level small light goo and the second level flower bud goo, 4 kinds of goo worms with different shapes completely refreshed Xianmeng's worldview. As for the remaining one-time consumable insect, the bronze relic insect, Huo Yuhao planned to refine and absorb it after it was integrated with a beaming ice soul body. Only with a bonus of the 10 absolute bodies can its value be maximized. How is this possible? Such a horrible little bug. Tian Meng found it a little unbelievable. This seemingly fragile poisonous insect did not have the characteristics of a soul beast at all, but it had special abilities that surpassed soul skills. Yuhao, do you know the source of inheritance? Ho. Yuhao said meaningfully, I only know that it comes from the immortal Lord Liang Yan, also known as the immortal Lord Ai. In short, this is definitely a good thing for our god-making plan. In his opinion, some high-level immortal goo have strength comparable to that of a god, so it is very reasonable to say so. A god-level opportunity. 4. A moment, Xianmeng Ice Silkworm was a little emotional, and even his voice choked up. I finally made it through. From now on I'll depend on you, Yuhao. After leaving the starred-out Great Forest, Huo Yuhao, wearing the ice silkworm's remains, found a suitable place to sit cross-legged. Tian Meng, help me guard the surroundings later. I am preparing to fuse my second martial soul. Don't worry, I'll leave everything to Lord Xian Meng. She was also very curious about how the inheritance opportunity that Yuhao mentioned would bypass the restrictions and allow the ice martial spirit that she had been given to condense successfully. Northern Ice Soul Body Fusion. Click. In an instant, an invisible wave emanated from Huo Yuhao's body, and the surrounding air seemed to solidify immediately afterwards. A dazzling blue light flashed in Huo Yuhao's eyes, and the deep blue extreme cold that lingered around him flickered in brightness like his breathing as time went by. Pieces of it became crystal clear, and the whole body turned icy white, wrapping up his entire body as if it was made of crystal. The awakening of the martial soul makes a lot of noise. Fortunately, Yuhao, you have foresight and not only stayed away from the Xingdao Great Forest and came to this secluded place, but also used my remains to cover up the aura. Even in the spiritual space, Tianmeng could feel the extreme cold power coming from Huo Yuhao. It was ice that froze everything, as if the time here had completely stopped. It was extremely terrifying. Sure enough, Yuhao must have his own reasons for doing this. How can a mere Ice Jade Emperor Scorpion compare to the North Sea Ice Soul Body? In her subjective feeling, this extreme cold was much stronger than the Ice Emperor in her memory. Hey, is this the grown-up Yuhao? He looks quite handsome, worthy of being the one I've chosen. A translucent figure appeared behind Huo Yuhao. The figure was over 1.9 meters tall, with silver hair that sparkled like tassels, a handsome and elegant appearance, an imposing bearing, and skin as white as jade and whiter than snow. As the figure slowly merged into Huo Yuhao's body, the moment it was completely absorbed, Huo Yuhao's eyes opened, and his originally azure blue eyes now turned silver white like a silver mirror. But the most eye-catching thing is the extreme black in the silver white pupils. As if it could swallow everything, he exhaled a breath of cold air and felt the changes in himself. The soul power in his body has increased to about level 18 at this moment. What is even more surprising is the innate domain that is produced after the fusion of martial souls, the North Sea Ice Soul Realm. Effect: the area covered by the domain is filled with extreme cold power. Huo Yuhao's own mental power and martial soul attributes are enhanced by 20%. Soul power consumption is reduced by 20%. And soul power recovery is increased by 20%. At the same time, the domain can weaken the mental power and martial soul attributes of the designated enemy by 20%, and the attribute weakening effect is doubled when facing an enemy with fire attribute. In terms of expressiveness, it might be no less powerful than the six-winged angel spirit of the Dao Yi period. As expected, the system's products are of the highest quality. As his martial spirit was retracted, his hair also returned from its silver white state to its normal black color. Why is my hair growing longer again? Yuhao, let's just say, Xianmen. Ice silkworm's reminder came belatedly. Don't worry about these details, let's go find Bingdi now. She couldn't wait to meet Bingdi. She was extremely excited at the thought of being able to show her true colors in front of Bingdi. The hatred of betrayal is still vivid in my mind. An evil smirk appeared on her face. Hey, Ice Emperor, Lord Xianmeng is coming this time. It's my turn, my dear Bingbing. Okay, Xianmeng, let's go. Okay, Yuhao. The far north on the snowfield, snowflakes whistled past with a cold wind, and the sky and the earth were the same color. This is my hometown, the far north. Tian Meng emerged from the sea of spirituality and glanced at the world covered with ice and snow in front of him, with a slightly melancholy look on his face. But, Yuhao, don't you feel cold wearing so little? Ho! Yuhao was still only wearing a black short-sleeved shirt, which looked a little thin under the cold north wind. What do you think, Master Xianmeng? He squeezed his right hand, and the coldness around him received the command and could not advance an inch ever since he merged with his second martial soul. Even without summoning his martial soul, controlling the ice attribute of the outside world has become easy for him. Staying in this far north is like coming home. Even just by standing in the snowy field, Huo Yuhao felt that his cultivation speed had increased a lot. That's right, Yuhao, you have awakened the invincible ultimate ice martial spirit. Even in the core area, you can be like a fish in water. Ho! Yuhao shook his head. I actually prefer to call it the original martial soul, the North Sea Ice Soul Body, or Ice Soul Body for short. After his martial soul awakened, Huo Yuhao instinctively knew that this martial soul could continue to evolve. In addition to the innate domain, the Ice Soul Body martial soul carries an additional special talent. It can continuously evolve itself by absorbing spirit rings, spirit bones and even bloodline power. and can even use them to transform and reveal the external manifestation of its martial spirit. Huo Yuhao called it ice soul body mimicry. In this state, the ice soul body itself is his body, and with a revealed camouflage martial soul, the two can produce an effect of 1 + 1, 2. It is not a fusion of martial souls, but it is better than a fusion of martial souls, of course. This kind of mimicry requires extremely high spirit rings, spirit bones, and bloodline power absorbed by the ice soul body. The older they are, the more compatible their attributes are, the stronger their bloodline is, and the stronger their martial soul mimicry is. In other words, after accepting the Ice Emperor's legacy, he can perfectly demonstrate the characteristics of the Ice Blue Emperor Scorpion's martial spirit, or even better. Apart from anything else, Huo Yuhao has now been marked by the remains of the two Dragon Kings and the yin-yang eyes of ice and fire. He had a hunch that this would be one of the shortcuts on his road to becoming a god. Huo Yuhao's eyes were more determined than ever before. Become a god, and then enter eternity. Tian Men, lead the way. I will take you to the peak. Lead the way? Lead what way? Xianmeng Ice Silkworm's confused voice sounded, seeming a little silly. I don't even know this place. The good atmosphere is gone. New book is launched. Please collect and read it. CAC. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. The Far North. The core area of the Far North. Huo Yuhao ignored the extreme coldness around him and felt like a fish in water. Yuhao, how about we go back? The closer they got to their destination, the more hesitant Yanmeng became. Huo Yuhao obviously already possessed such a powerful ultimate ice martial spirit, so why would he take such a huge risk to accompany her on this journey? The opponent is the Ice Emperor, who is ranked second among the three kings of the Far North, a ferocious beast with a cultivation history of nearly 400,000 years. Wealth and honor are sought in danger. Besides, Xianmeng, don't you have a way to save your life? I believe in you. Walking in the wind and snow, Huo Yuhao looked calm. Whether it is for reference to the original plot or to complete the achievement task, he is not allowed to leave at this moment. Ice Emperor was not a necessary aid for him to become a god, but it was one of the assets that enabled him to quickly pass through the early development stage. Yanmeng nodded solemnly. If the final negotiation fails, I will use the ultimate life-saving method to teleport you hundreds of kilometers away. Huo Yuhao's calmness dispelled Yanmeng's hesitant thoughts. As expected, meeting such a young man was her greatest luck in this life. Her eyes became firm. Yuhao, then I will start. Along with the violent mental fluctuations, the only soul ring on Huo Yuhao's body has quietly emerged. The white soul ring exudes a lustrous luster and slowly moves around his body before heading to the Far North. He had already used up the first level of Bronze Relic Goo and raised his soul power to level 20. Moreover, in the process of using the first level Wine Worm, Huo Yuhao's soul power was constantly being refined and condensed, and within just a few days, his cultivation was consolidated. As the bright white halo began to slowly change color, it gradually changed from its original white to light gold, and then to bright gold. Balls of golden light emerged from Huo Yuhao's body and condensed into the phantom of a giant golden silkworm. The next moment after the spiritual body of the Xianmeng Ice Silkworm took shape. This force that was enough to change the celestial phenomena turned into powerful will and spread out. Ice Emperor, I know you can hear me. Do you dare to come out and meet Lord Xianmeng? The sky was dim, dark clouds were pressing down, the wind and snow seemed to have stopped, turning into gorgeous golden and white aurora in the gray sky. Under the shock of the terrifying mental power, thousands of soul beasts were fleeing in terror at this moment. The aura of Xianmeng, the million-year-old soul beast, was truly revealed. She stood there quietly, unmoved by the strong wind. Huo Yuhao also held calmly aside, feeling one of the only highlights of Xianmeng persuade Ice Emperor to surrender. When the Ice Emperor broke through the 300,000-year period, he had reached his limit due to the damage to his origin, and could not pass the 400,000-year heavenly tribulation. It is precisely because of this that Yanmeng is confident that he can convince the other party. Only by using both coercion and inducement can the proud Ice Emperor be forced to compromise. Perhaps, due to the shackles of its bloodline, the Xianmeng Ice Silkworm, which has no spiritual skills to protect itself, might be at a loss when facing a 10,000-year soul beast head-on. However, if it is just on the spiritual level, there is no soul beast in the entire Douluo continent that can compete with it. Until from the distant sky in the north, a layer of emerald green light instantly spread over it. Is a transparent and attractive emerald green, with a moving color, magnificent and beautiful, just like a huge emerald green gem. The oppressive atmosphere in the air disappeared in an instant. You're here, Ice Emperor. Tian. Meng, you are still alive, clear. Sounds accompanied by terrifying pressure rang out from all directions. The snow on the ground rose several meters high in an instant like waves. Only the area within 100 meters around Xianmeng remained calm, under the protection of huge spiritual power. Why? You came to the far north to be eaten by me, the clear voice said coldly, with a condescending tone. Tianmeng said elegantly and calmly, Ice Emperor, do you know why Master Tianmeng is here? Because if you can't break through the next limit, you will be annihilated in this cold world. Good. Very good. The sound suddenly became hysterical, and the dark green in the sky suddenly turned into deep black. Since you came here to seek death, don't blame me. A ray of green light created a horizontal streak in the sky, and in just a flash of green light, a soul beast appeared opposite the Xianmeng ice silkworm. A 1.5 meter tall scorpion fell from the sky, its body covered with countless hexagonal protrusions that sparkled with brilliant light and emitted an unparalleled green light. The 1.5 meter tall Ice Emperor has two colors on his body, one is ice and the other is emerald green. As bright and dazzling as a gem, it has 6 slender and powerful legs, a pair of 1 meter long huge scorpion claws in the front, golden eyes, and silver white mouth parts that flash with a faint cold light, and the most eye-catching is the scorpion tail, which is the core of all the colors. There are only 5 sections on the long tail of the Ice Emperor, and each section is an attractive emerald green, sparkling with a green luster full of life. At the end of the emerald green scorpion's tail is a hook tip that emits a cold light and shimmers like a silver white mirror. This is the Ice Emperor's true form, the Ice Blue Emperor Scorpion, Huo Yuhao reminded through the mental link. Tianmeng, now is not the time to reminisce about the past. Get ready to take action. It's freezing my hands. Tian Meng naturally knew the importance of speed in war. As Bingdi appeared and stepped into the trap carefully set by Xianmeng, her golden body suddenly became ethereal, and then she pounced in front of Bingdi. In an instant everything around the Ice Emperor became sticky, and the terrifying mental power was like a vast ocean that made it sink deeply into Bingdi. Was shocked, his eyes instantly became sharp, and he swung his tail hook vigorously, and the long green tail shone brightly. Tian Meng, why don't you just die? Aren't you afraid that you won't be able to return to your original form if you use your mental power like this? Besides, no matter how hard you try, you can't change the fact that you are a loser. How long can you hold me? 1 second or 2 seconds? Tianmeng did not reply to her, but controlled his million-year-old remains. A layer of faint white light film instantly bound Bingdi tightly, and even if she struggled with all her might, it was of no avail. The raised front claws were pressed down, and the raised tail hook was pressed against the body, losing the ability to move. No, this is impossible. Tianmeng, what on earth did you do? A coward. Could it be that your cultivation has reached 1,000,000 years? The golden light faded, and the Xianmeng ice silkworm reappeared, saying proudly, that's right. I have waited too long for this day. Hey, Xiao Bingbing, do you know how powerful Master Xianmeng is now? As she spoke, she raised her right hand and pointed at the Ice Emperor. Amidst a flashing golden light, she took the Ice Emperor into her sea of consciousness. Xianmeng ice silkworm looked up to the sky and sighed. What a pity. This is the only chance for Lord Xianmeng to use his full strength. Bingdi, I hope you won't let us down. Afterwards, she proudly took credit for it from Huo Yuhao. Yuhao, I have trapped the Ice Emperor. Did you see that? This is the true strength of Master Xianmeng. Looking at Tianmeng, who is asking for praise in front of him, Huo Yuhao did not hesitate to give him praise. Okay, Master Xianmeng is the most powerful. He is worthy of being the only million-year-old soul beast in history. Unexpectedly, when Brother Xianmeng became Sister Xianmeng, the dog-licking plot on the original work suddenly became much less without the bloody emotional disputes. I suddenly felt refreshed. Let's leave here first. The noise just now is so loud. It will be troublesome if it attracts other beings. We should not stay here for long. Yeah, let's go. All we have to do next is convince Hyota, controlling the surrounding ice and snow as a boost. Huo Yuhao flew towards the outer edge of the far north, his eyes more determined than ever before. Thank you everyone, please collect and read on. End of this chapter. Chapter 11. I talked to Hyota somewhere in the far north. After several hours, Huo Yuhao slowly stopped after confirming that the Xianmeng ice silkworm was safe. Let Bingdi out, and let us have a good talk with her. I believe she is a wise man who knows how to deal with the current situation. Ball of golden light emerged from between Huo Yuhao's eyebrows and slowly floated into the air. As the light spot expanded, it turned into a ball of light with a diameter of about 1 meter. With a flash of light, the Ice Emperor emerged from the golden disc. After Bingdi's violent struggle was in vain, he uttered some harsh words. HMPH, Xianmeng, what do you want to do by trapping me? Once I am free, I will kill you. Tian Meng's voice was filled with desolation. I came here just for one thing, and that is to be with you forever. Upon hearing this, Huo Yuhao and Bingdi were both shocked. The inherently evil Far North aluminum copper. Huo Yuhao, the plot of the groove is still following me. What's going on? You're already Lord Xianmeng, but you're still acting like a bootlicker. Bingdi, damn it, she ruined the good things between me and Zudi, and now she wants to target me? If I had known earlier, I should have eaten up the damn Xianmeng in one bite, the Ice Emperor said coldly. Then you should let me devour you and help me recover my essence, instead of disappearing without a trace and refusing to show your true form to me until now. Bing, it's not what you think. Tian Meng sighed. Lord Xianmeng can only exist in the form of a spirit body now. If it weren't for my good luck, I would have already dissipated under the heavenly calamity. What? You only have your spiritual essence left. Upon hearing this, Bingdi was stunned and found it somewhat unbelievable. Even the Xianmeng ice silkworm, which has cultivated for 1,000,000 years, could not escape the fate of falling? Is this the fate of the Soul Beast clan? Thinking of the 400,000-year catastrophe he was about to face, Bingdi couldn't help but feel a little sad. Seeing that Bingdi was somewhat shaken, Xianmeng began to strike while the iron was hot. Fortunately, God still favors Master Xianmeng. At the last critical moment, I met Yuhao, who is now the host with whom I live in symbiosis. Now, I have shed my mortal body and become a dragon. Humph, Master Xianmeng has the first wisdom spirit ring in the history of the continent. Are you envious, host? Soul ring? Xianmeng, you are actually infected with human ice. Emperor was furious. It's a long story, Xianmeng. Ice Silkworm had an innocent look on his face and smiled bitterly. It was because you kept pressing me that I wanted to devour my essence. Afterwards, Tian Meng began to tell Bingdi about her tragic experiences over the years, especially the reasons and consequences of her decision to bet her entire fortune on Huo Yuhao. You know how terrifying the end is for us. I know that your end is coming again. Bingdi, do you think you can survive the catastrophe by chance? Bingdi fell silent. She knew that Xianmeng was absolutely right. Xianmeng's true intentions were exposed. I am unwilling to perish just like this, and I believe you are the same. We have lived for such a long time, how can we be willing to become a pile of dust? Therefore, I have a plan. Bingdi asked subconsciously. What method? Xianmeng. Ice Silkworm said in a deep voice. Creating a god. Creating gods. Afterwards, Tian Meng drew up the plan of creating gods and the promise of eternal life, and introduced Huo Yuhao to a meeting with Bingdi. Bing, did you see that? This is the most talented genius in the entire continent. If anyone in the Sierra can become a god, it will definitely be our host Huo Yuhao. I have to admit that Xianmeng's words are quite inspiring, especially for Bingdi, whose life is about to come to an end. This dawn of hope is too bright. Just like the sun shining through the darkness, Xianmeng has completely grasped Bingdi's weakness. They are indeed good sisters who have been together for many years and know each other well. There was even a decisive blow. Bingdi, you don't want to never see Zudi again, do you? Okay, let's talk about this next. Huo Yuhao knew that it was his turn to perform on stage next. I will talk to Hyota. Give the Ice Emperor a small martial soul shock. Bingdi, you have to know that I chose you because of Xianmeng's face. It's just the icing on the cake. I'm telling you a fact now. Without your help, I can still crush the entire Douluo continent. Give me some time, and I will be able to surpass my limits and become a god. The moment her black hair danced wildly and the confident words fell, the domain expands, the North Sea Ice Soul Domain. In an instant, a terrifying chill spread out. With Huo Yuhao as the center, the wind and snow between heaven and earth cheered, as if celebrating the arrival of the Lord of the Far North. Now that you have seen the future, why not worship it? What? It's actually a domain, Xianmeng. Ice Silkworm and Ice Emperor exclaimed at the same time. Even in a restrained state, Ice Emperor had to admit that the boy she had ignored before was now worthy of her attention and even admiration. The chill released by the strange martial spirit is actually greater than hers. You know, her true form is the ultimate ice, the Ice Blue Emperor Scorpion. The suppression of this innate realm shocked and moved her mind. There is also Huo Yuhao's own attainments in spiritual power, which is comparable to that of an ordinary soul sage. If you want to take the path to becoming a god, mental strength is a more terrifying shackle than soul power. She admitted that she was already impressed by Huo Yuhao's talent, but this brat was so rude to her. I am the second greatest king in the far north, second only to one beast and above all other beasts. It's all because of this damn Xianmeng. Bingdi looked at the cheering Xianmeng ice silkworm and asked, "Why are you so surprised, you useless bastard? This little Yuhao isn't the host you chose." Hearing this, Xianmeng ice silkworm felt a little embarrassed. She didn't know about this either. She thought it was just an ordinary ultimate ice martial soul, but she didn't expect that it was actually a being that could rival a god-level martial soul. It is worthy of being a heritage that reaches the god level. The immortal of great love is invincible. Then think of the unknown gray bead in Yuhao's spiritual sea. It's stable. The plan to create a god is stable. However, Xianmeng had no intention of sharing this secret with Bingdi. Immediately she remained tight-lipped when dealing with a mere outsider. Don't worry about it. Opportunities are rare and will never come back. I just want to ask you whether you will make a sacrifice or not. You should know that after you are trapped by me, I have many ways to make you lose your life. On one side is eternal life, on the other side is destruction. Which is more important? Bing, you have to think carefully. This wave is the fake power of the silkworm. Bingdi, I'll give you 3 more minutes to think about it. Huo Yuhao also issued an ultimatum. The Ice Emperor fell silent again. His large, topaz-like eyes flickered, and his gaze kept moving between Huo Yuhao and the Xianmeng ice silkworm. Can't you just give me a way out? Xianmeng ice silkworm, you really deserve to die. In the silence, even the falling snow in the far north calmed down a little. Do I have any other choice? She finally compromised. Although the price of eternal life was the loss of freedom, for her, living was always happier than dying. Xianmeng's tone was full of excitement that could not be concealed. Okay, Bing, we sisters are finally able to rekindle our past relationship. Huo Yuhao? Bingdi glared at Xianmeng and said coldly, Tian Meng, you loser, don't think I agreed to this just because of you. If you dare to provoke me again, I will explode myself and we will die together. Xianmeng ice silkworm shrank his head and said, okay, I won't say anything. Please start your performance. Glancing at Huo Yuhao, Ice Emperor continued to be stubborn. I hope you can really become a god. Huo Yuhao smiled confidently. You will never regret your current choice in the future. The fact that Bingdi could become one of the 3 kings of the far north shows that he is a decisive and ruthless person. After a brief hesitation, he made up his mind. The crystal yellow eyes gradually turned into emerald green, and the long emerald green tail of the Ice Emperor scorpion curled up again. This was something that the Xianmeng ice silkworm could only do after it was freed from its restraints. A soft green halo began to ripple backward from the base of its tail, finally condensing at the tip of its tail hook with a flash of green light. The spiritual origin of the Ice Emperor had separated and slowly floated up. Although the process of releasing the spiritual essence is simple, it is not something that ordinary soul beasts can do. Only soul beasts that have broken through the limit once and have cultivated for more than 100,000 years can perform it. A ball of golden light from the Xianmeng ice silkworm itself also floated forward, sticking closely to the remains, swallowing the emerald green light ball like a whale. Afterwards, the 2 spiritual origins quickly returned to Huo Yuhao's spiritual sea. Since it concerns his own interests, Bingdi immediately put himself in the role. Yuhao, with my help, if you want to maximize the benefits, you need to adopt the method of bone first and then ring. I can now provide you with a soul bone in any position. I recommend the torso bone, which is the spine, sternum, and ribs. This is equivalent to having 2 more external soul bones, but there is a problem with this. Although your body is much stronger than that of a soul master of the same level, the transformation process will be long and painful because my soul bone is too powerful. Can you bear such extreme pain? Our strength cannot protect your spirit. If you can't bear it and your spirit collapses, then all our efforts will be wasted. Yuhao, what do you think? Don't worry, Hayori, it's just the pain of changing bones. Huo Yuhao smiled broadly. It doesn't matter. Bingpo will take action. A new book is launched. Please collect it and read it later. End of this chapter. Chapter 12, Attack in the Form of Hayori. Compared with Huo Guo's relatively weak body during the journey to the far north in the original novel, Huo Yuhao has undergone a tremendous change now. Generally speaking, before reaching the level of a three-ring soul master, the physical fitness of a soul master will not be much different from that of an ordinary person. Therefore, a soul master who can absorb 1,000-year soul ring at a third ring is already a rare gifted one, but Huo Yuhao, who has an achievement system, is different. This is due to the effects of the various poisonous insects and the awakening of the fusion of the ice soul body, especially the latter, which greatly improved Huo Yuhao's body, allowing him to make a qualitative leap in both the quality and total amount of his soul power. Taking the spirit ring as an example, the first spirit ring of Huo Yuhao's spiritual eye can now exert a power equivalent to that of a 5,000-year-old spirit ring. He could even perfectly absorb the second soul ring of about 3,000 years. It is already better than Huo Guo after he merged with the Ice Emperor in the original journey to the far north. Therefore, the pain he would feel from fusing his soul bones now would naturally be much less. There is gain and loss, and it is precisely because of the existence of the second martial soul that the Ice Emperor cannot use coldness to numb Huo Yuhao's sense of pain. But at the same time, after summoning the North Sea Ice Soul domain, Huo Yuhao had the climate bonus of the far north and the forced calming effect that came with the domain. No matter how much pain he was in, it couldn't make him faint completely. It's just painful. If this is the only way to become strong, then he will never give up. Huo Yuhao wanted to improve so much. Come on, Hyodai, don't hesitate any longer. If I delay any longer, I might change my mind and back out. Then I'm here. After hearing Huo Yuhao's firm reply, Bingdi no longer hesitated. A emerald green light shone brightly in Huo Yuhao's mind. Two rays of green light shot out from his eyes and landed accurately on the body of the ice blue emperor scorpion. The 1.5-meter long body suddenly began to tremble violently, especially the long tail, and the emerald green halo continued to fluctuate violently. Huo Yuhao sat cross-legged as a turquoise light lifted him up from the ground, while the ice blue emperor scorpion's true form quickly swam beneath him. The strong emerald green light moved madly towards the tail hook. When the emerald green turned into a bright dark green, the ice blue emperor scorpion's tail hook swung up suddenly and pierced fiercely into Huo Yuhao's tail vertebrae. It pierced through his flesh and fascia, and finally embedded itself into his bones. Severe pain comes instantly. Even though Huo Yuhao had prepared himself mentally, his body still couldn't stop shaking when he felt it head on. Huo Guo, my pain is greater than yours. At this moment, thanks to the effect of the North Sea Ice Soul domain, although his body was in extreme pain, Huo Yuhao's consciousness was like 10,000 years of ice, without the slightest shake, and his sea of spiritual sea was even more calm. He could even use his mind to sense the subtle changes in himself. Xianmeng Ice Silkworm couldn't help but shook his head inside. This is too cruel. She had already prepared to help calm the soul, but after waiting for a long time, there was no suitable time to take action. Bingdi fell into silence for a long time, then uttered a word. Maybe Yuhao can really lead us to eternity. That's why Yuhao can be the candidate for my god-making plan. Xianmen is a little bit proud. You just said that you chose Yuhao because you were being hunted down in the Xingdao Great Forest and had nowhere to go. Isn't this fate? Bing, maybe we can get Zudi along later. Get lost. I knew you had bad intentions. You were the one who got in the way and ruined my good deeds. How could that be? Tian Meng smiled awkwardly. I did it for everyone's good, not what you think. Bing, shut up, Mom. As time passed, the emerald green light on Huo Yuhao's body became stronger and stronger, and the blood in his body was several times stronger than at the beginning. This is the original power of one of the three great kings of the far north, who has cultivated for nearly 400,000 years. Even though the Ice Emperor only divided a small portion of her own energy to merge with Huo Yuhao's blood and energy, it was still an extremely beneficial supplement for him. This is also the reason why Huo Yuhao insisted on coming to find the Ice Emperor. The sooner he obtains this cultivation accelerator, the greater his gains will be. His muscles, bones, and internal organs all began to change with this nourishment, improving his physical fitness in all aspects until after the bone fusion is completed, the fusion of martial soul and soul ring begins. Although his second martial soul had already been determined at this moment, Huo Yuhao would not allow himself to miss such a godsend opportunity with the integration of the Ice Blue Emperor Scorpion martial soul. The Ice Soul Body Martial Soul can also undergo the initial evolution and better reflect itself. It is with these kinds of bonuses that he can better utilize his Ice Soul Body talent and create the Ice Blue Emperor Scorpion form. This can also be used as a disguise. The twin martial souls are both the main body martial souls, and the Ice Soul Body is the most powerful existence of extreme ice. This feels a little shocking and contrary to common sense. He doesn't want to be targeted by those people from the main body sect so early as for that kind of thing. Let's at least wait until the Shrek people's favorability is high enough before talking about it at that time. Even if the body sect did not come to find him, he would go there in person. The cold wind is still biting, and large flakes of snow cover the endless ice field. Suddenly, with a soft puff sound, the thick snow parted, revealing a naked body. The flawless body is harmonious and elegant, the coordinated and strong muscles are flawless, the skin is as white as jade, and the long hair is as black as ink. In this snowy world, it exudes a noble temperament. Open your eyes again. Two colors flashed in Huo Yuhao's deep blue eyes, first gold, then emerald green, and finally all covered by deep blue. With the Ice Emperor completely integrated into his body, his cultivation level is still at level 20. This is the rule of Douluo continent. There is nothing you can do about it. He has not yet absorbed his second soul ring, and all his accumulation now has turned into foundation. If you continue to practice without obtaining a soul ring, your soul power will continue to increase, but it will not be revealed until you obtain a soul ring, and it explodes with a wave of his hand. An ice mirror appeared out of thin air. Huo Yuhao stared at the exquisite face and fell into deep thought. Although the long black hair was still there, the form of his martial soul was getting closer and closer to that of an ice soul body. I feel like I can definitely make my debut right now with this face. It is probably because of the first evolution of the ice soul body that the effect is so significant. Originally, he thought that the soul-soothing goo had improved his appearance to a level close to BB's, which was already quite good, but he didn't expect there was another expert. Whether it is the awakening of the ice soul body or the first evolution of the ice soul body, the changes are much greater than those of the soul-soothing goo. If Senior Zaiwa and the others see me again, they might not recognize me, but if you look closely, you can indeed vaguely make out some traces of the previous face. Shaking his head, Huo Yuhao summoned his Ice Soul Martial Spirit, and a circle of soul rings flashing with dazzling brilliance rose from under his feet. The whole body is a terrifying blood red, noble and cold like a sea of blood, exuding endless majesty, and on the blood-red halo, there are 4 golden lines faintly visible. During the fusion process, Xianmeng Ice Silkworm used its own original power to assist Ice Emperor, helping her break through the bottleneck and increase the power of the soul ring to 400,000 years. Ice Soul Body, Ice Emperor form. Possessed by a martial spirit, as soon as he realized it, a huge tattoo pattern appeared on Huo Yuhao's back, with front claws flashing with dazzling brilliance and a long, attractive emerald green tail. It was the Ice Blue Emperor Scorpion. This tattoo is very huge, covering almost his entire back. 6 long legs are hugged around his ribs. A pair of front paws are on his back shoulders. The long tail runs down the spine until it deviates to the right at the tail vertebra, falls on the right hip. In addition to the tattoos, the biggest change was Huo Yuhao's arms. Each of his arms was covered with a layer of diamond-like particles. The particles were very fine, each one was the size of a mung bean and hexagonal. Looking at the whole, his arms were shining brightly, complementing the huge tattoo on his back. Not bad. The Ice Jade Emperor Scorpion is indeed the top East Spirit. If the Ice Soul form is a hexagonal warrior, then the Ice Emperor form is the ultimate violence and offense, and is extremely outstanding in close combat. Yuhao, your Ice Soul martial spirit is a bit abnormal. You can actually perfectly imitate the Ice Emperor's martial spirit, and it is even stronger than the Ice Emperor himself. Tian Meng's slightly tired voice sounded, filled with unconcealable excitement. After all, it is the inheritance of the great love immortal venerable. Thank you for your hard work, Xianmeng. How is Bingdi now? Hayori is fine. He will wake up in no time. Let's go. Now keep heading east. We are going to find your second spirit ring. We agreed to simulate your spirit skills. Hey, looking at the slightly excited Yanmeng, Huo Yuhao nodded. With my current physical fitness, it should be enough to withstand a second soul ring of about 7,000 years. Right, then. He took out a new set of clothes from the flower bud goo and got ready with a thought. The system is summoned. Achieve the Ice Emperor's Eye volunteer achievement and receive the Ice Explosion goo as a reward. Achieve the Xianmeng God-making plan achievement and receive a chance to upgrade, directly upgrade to the 5th level. Heavenly dream relationship, confidant achievement mission, improve soul power, Xianmeng, our first close friendship was indeed taken away by you, not bad. As a relationship where both parties prosper and suffer together, the goodwill increases quickly. Improve soul power? I think it means my soul power. The seemingly ordinary tasks are the most puzzling. I don't know what level I need to reach to complete it. 3-ring soul master? Or 4-ring soul sect? It won't be delayed until after the 5th ring, right? Forget it. Let me go find my 2nd soul ring first. Thank you all for your support. Please collect and read. End of this chapter. Chapter 13. The value of the Son of Fortune Ice Explosion Goo, a 3rd level goo that can detonate ice blocks, creating a powerful killing force in an instant. Evaluation: why does your next ice explosion have to be ice explosion? The 3rd level poisonous insect is a standard reward. It can only exert the killing power between the 4-ring soul master and the 5-ring soul king. As for the one-time upgrade opportunity, direct upgrade to the 5th level, dropped by Xianmeng, it is the top priority in the Goo Master novels. The essence of the Goo worm is Dao, traces and fragments of the great Dao, and it possesses special power. The poisonous insects have their own will and often need to be refined by a poison master before they can be used. Sometimes the process of taming the poisonous insects is quite dangerous, but the goo given by the system has no will and can be understood as pure equipment. Therefore, Huo Yuhao can refine these poisonous insects in an instant. The number of times a poisonous insect can rotate is not fixed, and all poisonous insects can be upgraded. The upgrade of the insect is called refining. After using this upgrading opportunity, direct upgrade to the 5th turn, you can specify any goo worm below the 5th turn and upgrade it directly to the 5th turn. The 5th level poisonous insect is only one step away from the 6th level. The difference between immortals and mortals, from the 6th turn onwards, it is called immortal goo, which has the unique property in the world and cannot exist twice at the same time. Thanks to the system, he can directly use his soul power to feed and use most of the poisonous insects. At least all ordinary goo below level 6 are like this. Once it reaches the level of rank 6 immortal goo, it basically cannot be fed by ordinary soul power. The classification of immortal goo in Douluo continent is at the god level. Of course, most poisonous insects are mainly functional and lack the sustained killing power of the god level. Even if Huo Yuhao obtained the immortal goo now, he did not have the ability to activate it. Moreover, without the specialties of the goo world, it would be difficult to refine the goo worms. Finally, he gave the opportunity to advance to the 5th level to Hoku upgrade from level 1 to level 5 to maximize the effect. In fact, after using the soul calming goo, his qualifications were already equivalent to those of the normal soul master with an innate soul power of around level 9. After integrating the ice soul body martial spirit, he even reached the point of having full innate soul power. This is the value of the demon from beyond heaven. Son of Destiny? Not familiar. Although the Hoku only had one turn, it continued to work even after Huo Yuhao received the sacrifice from the Ice Emperor. Although it is very small, the pace of transformation of the spirit eye's martial soul is still firm, and even the ice soul body is also improving imperceptibly. Even those with the same innate full soul power have differences. Therefore, Huo Yuhao had no hesitation in choosing to upgrade. After paying out nearly all of his soul power, the 5th level Hoku was successfully fed, and he obtained a permanent buff that lasted for more than half a year. Improved soul master qualifications. Feeding once every 6 months is quite convenient compared to the effect of the 1st level of Hoku. Huo Yuhao can clearly feel the all-round improvement now. It feels as comfortable as putting on new underwear on the morning of New Year's Day. The opportunity for the spiritual eyes to evolve is getting closer for Huo Yuhao. The higher the level of the poisonous insect, the more soul power it consumes when using it. While searching for a suitable ice silkworm, he also tried to activate the ice explosion goo. However, for him at his current state, he could only use the 3rd level goo 2 or 3 times, and its power is already close to that of a 5-ring soul king. Tianmeng was not surprised by this. This kid Yuhao always came up with a new trick every once in a while. That is to say, without the bonus of martial soul, one can have the destructive power of a soul king at around level 30. It shouldn't be difficult to do, right? None of these weird-looking poisonous insects are as beautiful as Lady Xianmeng. I am the one Yuhao relies on the most. Haha, Yuhao, look over there. How about the ice silkworm that is about 7,000 years old? It's just right for you. As expected of Lord Xianmeng, you can see through the disguise of this ice silkworm at a glance. That's right. When Lord Xianmeng used this trick to do whatever he wanted, this guy wasn't even born yet. Huo Yuhao, you are submissive to others but strike hard at your own people, right? I really hope that Xian Meng, you will have this awareness when facing other ferocious beasts with one strike. Huo Yuhao easily killed the non-aggressive ice silkworm, and a circle of deep purple soul ring rose simulation magic skill. It's finally here. Maybe it's because soul masters with spiritual attributes are too rare. Hogua in the original novel relied on the help of ancestor Xian Meng and achieved outstanding results in the early stage. With his simulation skill, he could even confuse a super Douluo at level 98. As the purple soul ring lit up, Huo Yuhao directly transformed into an ordinary two-ring great soul master. With one yellow and one purple soul ring revealed behind him, he doesn't have the habit of covering his spirit ring with white like in the original novel. There is no need to do that now. Huo Yuhao's character is a genius boy. Thanks to the previous accumulation and the help of the 7,000-year soul ring, the current soul power cultivation has directly reached the 27th level. When you get the third soul ring, you should try for 10,000 years. Yuhao, are you leaving? Let's go. If we don't hurry up, we'll miss the enrollment date for Shrek. It won't be a big deal if we miss it. Well, I'll take a rest first. Huo Yuhao did not linger any longer and turned to leave. I hope to see you, Zudi, on my next trip to the far north. The three great kings of the far north are the Snow Emperor, the Ice Emperor, the Titan Snow Demon King, and the other one is the Xianmeng Ice Silkworm Snow Queen. The leader of the three kings of the far north has a cultivation base of nearly 700,000 years and is ranked third on the list of the 10 ferocious beasts. She is a creature formed from the purest ice-attributed elemental force of heaven and earth in the core circle of the far north according to the timeline of the original novel. Snow Queen is also facing a deadline of 700,000 years, but she is not as desperate as Ice Queen. The Snow Emperor once obtained a snow lotus with a cultivation history of 100,000 years. With a pure essence of heaven and earth from the snow lotus, she could complete the seal of her own origin, rebuild herself into a human being, and live a second life in the original novel. Because Hogua took Bingdi away a year later, Zudi could not find Bingdi to protect her when she transformed into a human and started to rebuild. So she found a secluded place and secretly started to rebuild. Unfortunately, she had the bad luck to run into a 9th level soul master who happened to be deep in the core circle of the far north, and that person also happened to be carrying the conferred god platform. As a result, the Zudi embryo was successfully captured, and was later sold to Mingdadang at an important auction. And finally accidentally obtained by Hogua, son of destiny. So terrifying. Of course, there may be that adult behind all this, fanning the flames and manipulating things behind the scenes. However, as he took Bingdi away a year earlier, all this is likely to change and everything is unknown. Shrek Academy was built on the Lima Plain, covering a vast area. This place itself was a city, called Shrek City. Shrek City is located at the junction of the three original empires. It has convenient transportation and is a very developed commercial city on Douluo continent. Shrek City is one of the largest cities, with more than 2 million people living there. Shrek Academy has independent governance rights over this city and does not need to pay taxes to any country. This point alone is unmatched by other academies in all countries, including the Sun and Moon Empire. It is also because of the existence of Shrek Academy that the public security in Shrek City is extremely good. Transactions here are not only fair, but also more reassuring. Shrek Academy is located in the east of Shrek City, facing the direction of the Star Forest. The three gates in the south, west and north of Shrek City can be entered and exited at will, but the east gate is exclusively for Shrek Academy. This trip to the far north took Huo Yuhao nearly half a month. On the way to Shrek, he also got a letter of recommendation from the city lord, and took the time to rob the rich and help the poor. Well, use other people's wealth to help your own poverty. This makes money much faster than selling grilled fish. The enrollment meeting of Shrek Academy lasted for nearly half a month. By the time Huo Yuhao arrived at the east gate of Shrek City, it was already the last few days of the enrollment meeting. Is this one of the most prosperous cities in the civilization built by humans? Yes, Bing Bing, look at how prosperous this human world is. If you had always lived in a remote corner of the far north, how could you have seen such a beautiful scenery in your life? Humph, even among the spirit masters of Shrek City, few can catch my eye. I can destroy them with just one move. Huo Yuhao, who is already accustomed to Tianmeng and Bingdi flirting in his sea of consciousness, also interrupted. Ice Emperor, normally, the high-level combat power of Shrek City is concentrated in Shrek Academy. There are many titled Douluo who can compete with you. Yes, Bing Bing, Yuhao is right. and human spirit masters will not always show their strength openly. According to Yuhao, this is called pretending to be a pig and eating the tiger. Tian Meng nodded in agreement. You should change your temper of thinking you are the best in the world. Yuhao's soul power level is not high now. HMPH, I know. The fire-attributed fellow not far away is quite powerful. Yuhao, do you know her? It seems like she came here specifically to find you. If nothing unexpected happens, then something unexpected happens. She was a woman in red with a proud figure and blood-red hair looking at the person in front of him. Huo Yuhao seemed a little helpless. Mazaya Ateo unlocked. Why is this guy appearing near the freshman registration office? Is extreme ice your trap? This is the value of the Son of Destiny Kagwa. What covered his eyes? It's the exaggerated fullness that is about to burst out. From Huo Yuhao's perspective, the name Little Peach was obviously too modest. This was much bigger than a peach. Please collect and read further. End of this chapter. Chapter 14. What is your name? Shrek City. Registration point. As soon as the beautiful woman in the red Shrek inner courtyard disciple uniform appeared, everyone present made way for her. Fearing that they would anger her, the woman looked to be in her late 20s, with a proud figure. She was wearing a red veil, so her face could not be seen clearly. Her pair of light pink eyes gave people a soul-stirring feeling, but her cold eyes suppressed the enchanting look. The most striking thing was her slightly exaggerated fullness and towering height, but her waist was very slender, and the curve of her hips suddenly widened. Her straight and round legs made all the women present feel ashamed. What a beautiful sister! Shrek, I'm in a trance. This is the inner thought of the new students who come to register. It's a senior from the inner courtyard, someone called out in surprise. It seems to be a fire demon. Some people recognized the person and talked about it in a low voice. Hush, be more careful and be respectful to the senior sister in the inner courtyard, someone quietly reminded the people around him. In Shrek Academy, the status of inner court disciples is even higher than that of some outer court teachers. Therefore, even though the registration process was interrupted by the sudden noise, the dozen or so second and third level students from the External Affairs College who were wearing yellow uniforms and were responsible for the registration of new students did not dare to get angry or say anything. The man in the purple skull uniform who was leading the group was particularly respectful. He glanced at the people who had registered with a slightly apologetic look, and then looked at Mazaya Ateo respectfully. Senior Zaya Ateo, what can I do for you? It's okay, you guys continue testing. Ma. Zaya Ateo hugged the mountains with her arms and responded coldly. In order to temporarily suppress the evil fire problem in her cultivation, she was planning to go to Shrek's outer courtyard to find a tool to help her extinguish the fire. But when I got closer to this place, I suddenly felt a comfortable atmosphere, and followed this feeling all the way to the new student registration point. At this point, she didn't know if it was a psychological effect, but she even felt that the slightly manic evil fire in her body had calmed down a little. Looking at the people who had signed up, Mazaya Ateo fell into deep thought. What is it that attracts me? Could it be that a soul master with a high-quality ice attribute martial soul is about to enroll? Is it this handsome little brother? I don't even know what his name is. No. Mazaya Ateo, you have to wake up. It has always been a common practice for Shrek Academy to have senior students take charge of recruiting new students, and the Academy will also provide these senior students with some financial subsidies. This was exactly the case with a third-year girl in front of Huo Yuhao. I'm sorry, brother Yuhao, let's continue. At this time, it was Huo Yuhao's turn to sign up. He had just registered his information and was about to take the soul power test when he was interrupted by this accident. Huo Yuhao smiled and shook his head. It's okay, then. He took the crystal ball for testing soul power handed to him by the person in charge and injected his own soul power into it. I saw the blue crystal ball glowing brightly, approaching full value, level 27. There are 2 requirements for admission to the outer school of Shrek Academy. The first requirement is not to be over 12 years old, and the second requirement is that the soul power is not lower than level 15. Of course, if your soul power is high enough, the age requirement may be relaxed. Upon hearing this result, the male students from other colleges who had been paying close attention to him felt a chill in their hearts. Here came another junior student with such great talent and such a high appearance in their opinion, even among the outer courtyard of Shrek Academy. Bei, who had the most outstanding appearance, was inferior to the younger brother in front of them. The other freshmen who registered later were also shocked. Some continued to be infatuated with him, while others remembered him firmly and regarded him as a strong rival in the future. The girl who was in charge of testing Huo Yuhao also looked happy. Congratulations, Junior, for passing. Thank you, Senior Sister. Huo Yuhao smiled and nodded slightly. His gentle smile, handsome appearance, and the talent he just displayed attracted a lot of attention. Huo Yuhao was not surprised by such situations since he entered Shrek City. This kind of situation has been happening one after another, and he has become accustomed to it. Come on, he is an 11-year-old boy now. You don't want to eat young grass, do you? Just like the little intention of the girl in front of me to show my goodwill. I'd better forget it now. He just wants to concentrate on the mission and practice well, brother. Ho, the next step is to report to the freshman teaching building. Do you need me to lead the way for you? Thank you for your kindness, Senior Sister. I can go there alone. Although the girl in front of him looked okay, had a good figure, and was approachable, Huo Yuhao had a good first impression of her, but unfortunately, Huo Yuhao had no intention of developing a close friendship with him. There's nothing I can do about it. It's because you are just a passerby who doesn't even have any achievement tasks. After Huo Yuhao left, millennia-old trembled and shook her head. She suddenly felt something was different, so she followed the guidance of her heart and chased after him towards the freshman teaching building. Only the students were left confused. Tell me, is there a possibility that Senior Xiao is here to look for the junior who just signed up? Impossible, absolutely impossible. Ha, I don't believe it. Can you imagine a hot-tempered fire demon falling in love like a little girl? I can't imagine it. I really don't know which comrade with great magical powers will be able to subdue this fire demon in the future. Stop, hurry up and get tested. There are still many people waiting behind you. The environment inside Shrek Academy is beautiful, with rich and lush vegetation. Walking on the wide avenue, no matter which direction you look, you can see at least 10 kinds of plants, and these plants are obviously carefully trimmed. After walking 200 meters forward, several huge statues in front block the view. There are 10 statues in total, each 10 meters high, carved from the hardest granite. These are the Golden Triangle and the original Shrek 7 devils who founded Shrek Academy 10,000 years ago. Huo Yuhao took a quick glance and his gaze stayed on the two of them for only a few seconds. One of them is naturally Tang San. He has awakened the blue-silver emperor spirit and has long blue hair draped over his shoulders. He is as gentle as jade. Most of Hogwarts' sufferings in the original novel were caused by him. Even now, facing the covetousness of the God-King Tang, he is under great pressure. The other is Daimyo Bei, the ancestor of the White Tiger Duke's lineage. Strictly speaking, Huo Yuhao also has a trace of his blood. They are all gods that have a close relationship with me. I just wonder if these high and mighty gods will also bleed. From here, to the left is the Wuhan branch, and to the right is the Soul Guidance branch, which are the two major branches of the Shrek Academy's outer school. There are many departments in the Wuhan branch. As a freshman, you have to register at the Wuhan branch first. At least after passing the first assessment for freshmen, you are eligible to register for the Soul Guide branch. Walk left from the statue and you will come to the lakeside path. You can see a wide expanse of water through the shady green trees on the right. This huge lake is Poseidon Lake. In the center of the lake is Poseidon Island, where the inner court disciples study at this moment. Millennia-old, an inner court disciple, arrived late and stopped Huo Yuhao directly and got straight to the point. My name is Millennia-old, a student of Shrek Inner Court. What's your name? How? To say Huo Yuhao actually didn't dislike her. He was determined to hug the big, thick legs that were delivered to his daughter. What Bian Meng said before was right. If he practices together with a fire attribute soul master, it can also speed up his practice progress. Hello, Senior Sister. My name is Huo Yuhao, and I am a freshman at Shrek this year. Millennia-old relationship, acquaintance achievement mission. Your name. The drunkard doesn't mean wine. Both of them approached each other with their own purposes, just like Millennia-old approached him because of her martial soul defect. Huo Yuhao was also a tool for the new mission in his perception. Millennia-old's evil fire at this moment was nowhere to be hidden. The blazing evil fire became unusually quiet, even trembling. Under the breath he accidentally released regarding the ultimate ice. He had no hidden thoughts. It's just an ultimate martial spirit. No big deal. Only by appropriately displaying your talents can you receive better training and protection. Ice Soul Body Ice Blue Emperor Scorpion. Come out, the new book is launched. Please collect and follow it. Thank you everyone. End of this chapter. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelist. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 15: Mazaya Ateo's Escape. Say so. Huo Yuhao would not directly reveal anything related to the evil fire. The best hunters often come in the form of the prey. I wonder what the senior wants me to do. I still need to go register. Huo Yuhao looks so well behaved, and with his extremely good looks, it is inevitable that people will like him. Mazaya Ateo's face turned red, and she suddenly became nervous for some reason. After she came to her senses, she realized that she might have been rude. Being a straightforward person, it was indeed a bit rash to stop him so hastily, but at that time she was only thinking about finding the source of her comfort and didn't care so much. Moreover, the junior in front of me is just a freshman who has just entered the school. His soul power level is only level 27. Even if he has a high-quality ice martial soul, it will hardly be of any help to me now, right? Looking at Huo Yuhao's handsome face, and then at the sea god lake in the distance, she felt inexplicably embarrassed at this moment. Brother Yuhao, let me show you around Shrek Academy, okay? Mazaya Ateo tried to cover up her mistake, but it only made it more obvious, and she abruptly changed the subject. It's so embarrassing. It's really weird that I'm doing this. Look at you, you're anxious again. If junior brother Yuhao combined this with the rumors just revealed by that group of people, he would probably be regarded as a weirdo. So sad. Looking at the charming face so close to him, Huo Yuhao nodded. Then, I'll trouble you, senior sister. It just so happens that I also want to know more about Shrek Academy. This is a lie. He just looked at Mazaya Ateo, who was about to say something but stopped, and was stunned for a long time before he came up with such a lame excuse, and then he got on with it. As for registration, no rush. Play with Mazaya Ateo first. The two walked side by side along the shore of Poseidon Lake, and the atmosphere gradually relaxed. Brother Yuhao, this lake is called Sea God Lake. It is an artificial lake built to commemorate thousand-handed Douluo Tang Sen, because he is the god who inherited the Sea God. We, the inner court disciples, study on the Sea God Island in the center of the Sea God Lake. As an inner courtyard disciple, you seem to be quite famous. Call me Sister Zaya Ateo. If you have any trouble in Shrek in the future, just report my name, Mazaya Ateo. I will protect you and see which blind guy dares to cause trouble. Thank you, Sister Zaya Ateo. Yuhao, you freshmen will have a practical assessment 3 months after you enter school. I believe that you, Yuhao, will definitely pass it. As they walked and talked, they came to a secluded corner where no one was. She said she wanted to introduce Shrek Academy, but soon after the conversation, feeling that the right time had come, Mazaya Ateo couldn't help but reveal her true colors. Yuhao, your martial soul is of ice attribute, right? The quality of your martial soul should be pretty good, right? Yeah, is this the reason why Sister Zaya Ateo stopped me? Huo Yuhao smiled slightly and turned the tables. Mazaya Ateo's pretty face turned red when her thoughts were guessed. She rolled her eyes at Huo Yuhao and then continued to explain. My martial soul is the evil fire phoenix. This martial soul has the defect of evil fire. It requires a soul master with an ice attribute martial soul to dissolve the evil fire, and in you, Yuhao, I feel the power of a top-level ice attributed martial spirit. Our ice and fire complement each other, so maybe we are suitable to practice together. During the brief time she had with Huo Yuhao, she felt that the evil fire that had been pent up in her cultivation was beginning to dissipate. Therefore, she directly stated her intentions and attacked directly. Have to say, Sister Zaya Ateo, although you look embarrassed as you are making things worse, these enchanting phoenix eyes are truly charming. Some people are only 18 years old, but they are full of the charm of mature women. Some people have lived for nearly 1,000,000 years, but their spirit bodies are still the appearance of a young child. Some people have the figure of a 1.5-meter tall Lolita. Huo Yuhao did not deny that the beauty in front of him was indeed more attractive. Huo Yuhao looked normal. My martial soul is the Ice Jade Scorpion, the ultimate ice. Hearing this, Mazaya Ateo was shocked, and her red phoenix eyes lit up. It turned out to be the ultimate ice. I have found a treasure now. Maybe there really is a solution to my evil fire problem. Before she could speak again, Huo Yuhao grabbed Mazaya Ateo's slender hand, and the North Sea Ice Soul domain instantly expanded and covered her. He is not a man who hesitates. How do you feel now, Sister Zaya Ateo? Most of the time. Fancy words are not as real as actual actions. Ateo hugged Huo Yuhao involuntarily. At this moment, she was like a little kitten that had sucked enough catnip. She was immersed in this coldness and remained silent for a long time in the sea of spirit. Xianmeng Ice Silkworm smiled. Yuhao, I agree to this marriage. This woman's martial spirit is just right for you. She is more suitable for you than Tang Ye before. Bindi also joined in the fun. This evil fire phoenix spirit has the blood of the phoenix and is indeed one of the top beast spirits. Unfortunately, it is restricted by the evil fire and cannot reach its peak. Huo Yuhao ignored them and put his arms around Ateo's slender waist, feeling a little breathless due to the squeezing the ice soul body. The ice blue emperor scorpion instantly possessed her, suppressing and dissolving the evil fire from Ateo. Looking at Ateo, who was fleeing in panic, Huo Yuhao shook his head. This Ateo is just lame. This time the evil fire did not reach the level of backfire and corrode the brain as in the original book. Therefore, under the suppression and control of the domain and Ateo's voluntary cooperation, dissolving the evil fire is a piece of cake. But perhaps because she was too shy, after Ateo threw him a medal for entering the inner courtyard, she turned into flames and ran away in a panic. I'm going back first. Remember to come find me in the inner courtyard later. Huo Yuhao also understood that because of the surge of evil fire, Ateo's clothes were a little disheveled, and it would indeed have a bad influence if she continued to travel with him. I still have to register as a new student later. It was also thanks to the forced calmness of the ice soul body that Huo Yuhao couldn't control himself just now. Calm down. Before Ateo left, she even left behind 2 achievement rewards. Achievement triggered. Achieve Ateo's your name achievement and receive the reward of purifying water goo. Achieve Ateo's evil fire troubles achievement and receive the reward of fire furnace goo. Purifying water goo, a first level goo worm that can cleanse the soul master's body and remove the alien aura. Evaluation: the heart is filled with evil fire, pure and unmixed. Fire furnace goo, a second level goo insect that can contain fire energy and is used for attacking, and also has the function of protecting against cold. Evaluation: I am very angry. Please bear with it. After checking the effects of the poisonous insect, Huo Yuhao calmed down. He prefers this kind of practical reward to illusory favors. Besides, it is only when there is give and take that it can be called human relations. Next, let the bullets fly for a while. Ignoring the surprised expressions of the people around him, Huo Yuhao returned to the lakeside path and continued walking until a wide rectangular square came into view. This is Shrek Square. Behind Shrek Square are 12 teaching buildings of different colors, mainly white, yellow, purple and black. The colors of the teaching buildings represent different grades, and are distinguished by the colors of their soul rings. White is the freshman teaching building, yellow is the second and third grade teaching building of the external college, purple is the fourth and fifth grade teaching building, and black is the sixth grade teaching building. Looking towards the distance to the north of Shrek Square, there is a gray teaching building, which belongs to the territory of the Soul Guidance Department. In terms of area, the Soul Guidance Department occupies about 1/3 of the main teaching area, and the Martial Soul Department occupies 2/3. In addition to the teaching buildings in the front, there are many specific teaching places in the back, such as the fighting arena, the assessment area, the dormitory area, the teacher's office area, etc. The white freshman teaching building is on the southernmost side and closest to the lakeside path. Huo Yuhao walked from the south side of Shrek Square and arrived at this teaching building. Although it is the period of recruiting new students, today is already the last few days of the recruitment process, and there are not many new students like Huo Yuhao who come to register except for those who come from large families and are specially recruited students with extraordinary talents. The classes of Shrek Academy's new students are allocated according to the time of registration. Therefore, Huo Yuhao was directly assigned to Class 9 of the freshman class. Check-in and registration went very smoothly. After paying the registration fee of 10 gold soul coins as usual and submitting the recommendation letter, the process was completed. After receiving the dormitory key, 2 sets of school uniforms and a white freshman badge, Huo Yuhao walked out of the freshman teaching building and headed towards the dormitory at the back. When he passed by a bulletin board, he stopped subconsciously. The notice read, Zhou Yi, Head Teacher of Freshman Class 1, Head Teacher of Freshman Class 9, Mu Jin. In the original novel, Hogwa, who registered on the first day, was assigned to the freshman class, and now, I had just reported in a few days after the new student admission, and happened to be assigned to the class of Zhou Yi's arch enemy Mu Jin. If I remember correctly, This is the class that Ningguang and her red dragon friend were in the original book. I don't know whether they have accomplished the mission. If so, that would be great. If not, it doesn't really matter. The new book is launched. Please collect and read it. End of this chapter. Chapter 16 Sent to Shrek Dormitory. Huo Yuhao said. It doesn't really matter which freshman class you're in. He came to Shrek first to complete enough achievement tasks, and secondly to find a suitable environment to promote his own cultivation. Regarding the latter, my second martial soul is a good stepping stone. As long as the Shrek executives are not stupid, they can see their potential twin martial souls, Extreme Ice. Alone, with a clean background, you can go all in with confidence. The question comes back to the task of achievement, how to reach the right people? Of course, start with a plot. Whether it was the selection of the Shrek 7 Devils reserve team, the subsequent fighting spirit competition, or even the subsequent exchange students learning the plot, there's always a chance. However, sometimes the time cost invested is not proportional to the return of the task reward. Let's not talk about Huo Yuhao's personal, passive achievement, for now. Achievement quest, triggered by others. Actually, there's nothing much to say. The functions are simple and easy to understand, and they live up to their name. But how to determine the criteria for triggering tasks, how to reach each stage of favorability, and what rewards will be given at each stage. Host, please explore the following functions later. Huo Yuhao seemed to hear the achievement system say this to himself, but based on previous signs, he could draw a bold conclusion. The higher the cultivation level, the higher the potential, and the higher the proportion of the plot on the original work of the object that can trigger the task, the better the reward for completing the task. Just like the soul masters I just met when registering in the freshman teaching building, there was not even any panel information displayed on them. It is even more ridiculous to unlock achievement tasks by improving favorability. Moreover, even if these supporting characters with few roles have achievement tasks, what can they do? Huo Yuhao knew that 6 tasks were only a theoretical limit in most cases. Being able to successfully complete 3 or 4 tasks is already very good. The system's favorability levels are acquaintance, friend, close friend, confidant. Once you reach the best friend stage, if you want to go further, it cannot be achieved by casual chatting or simple physical contact. Generally, actual intimacy is required. However, close relationships between people have clear boundaries and gaps. For example, strangers, acquaintances, friends, lovers, relatives. There are clear dividing lines between each level of intimate relationships, whether it is friendship, love, or family affection. They are all catalysts that accelerate goodwill. Just like Yanmeng and Huo Yuhao, the two of them were in a mutually beneficial symbiotic host relationship, and she unilaterally read Huo Yuhao's memory, which allowed them to reach the confidant stage so smoothly. Moreover, even if you reach the confidant stage, refreshing the tasks may not be that easy. Besides, if Huo Yuhao's personal, passive achievement is regarded as the main line, then the achievement tasks achieved through others are the sidelines. Because of the threat from the God-King Tang, the side quests need to be properly advanced, but you should not focus too much on them. The branch line is just auxiliary, the main line is the foundation. You should selectively pursue the achievement quest, branch quest. Too much to chew. He is not some master of time management. Therefore, it is definitely more practical to gain favor from Mazaya Ateo than from Ningguang and the others. Although the 9 treasures glazed tile sect sounded good, Huo Yuhao had no intention of having any in-depth contact with it. As I said, once you enter the sect, it's like entering a deep sea. It's not worth it. If you want to join a sect, isn't the Benti sect a good choice? In the later stage, he can directly transform into the Holy Son of the Body sect. This is much better than being a son in law of a sect. After passing through the white freshman teaching building and the yellow 2nd and 3rd grade teaching building, Huo Yuhao saw the dormitory building. The dormitory building covers a large area. Although it is just one building, it is painted in 4 colors, white, yellow, purple and black, representing the living areas of students of different grades. It has a total of 6 floors. Arriving at the entrance of the dormitory building, there sat an old man who looked very old. He was wearing a gray cloth, his face was full of wrinkles, his eyes were dim, his eyelids drooped, and he looked like a dying man. The sunlight between the buildings just happened to fall on him, and the half-reclining seat seemed quite comfortable. The old man's hoarse and low voice sounded, "From the 4th floor onwards is the girls' dormitory. You are not allowed to go up there. If you are found, you will be expelled. Understood, Huo?" Yuhao glanced at the old man and walked towards the dormitory on his own. Although he appears calm on the outside, he is actually still a little uneasy inside. Moon unlocked. This old man is the leader of the Sea God Pavilion, a level 99 strong attack Douluo, Dragon God Douluo Moon, Shrek Sting Haitianshun, the top powerhouse of the world, and Biba's great-grandfather. Although this old man looks like a candle in the wind, he is still one of the top fighters in Douluo continent. Putting all these aside, Huo Yuhao also had some thoughts about his unique skill. Dominating the world, Junlin Dianxia perfectly combines mental attack and physical attack, and can integrate them into soul skills. The three wonders of Haodong in the original work is its derivative skill. It is somewhat similar to the domineering color entanglement in One Piece, which adds one strong will to the attack even for his good brother Bibai. Moon is an unavoidable link. When Zhang Lexuan was a child, her family was killed by another noble of the Xianhan Empire. She begged Moon for revenge, and Moon proposed to let her become Bibai's child bride in exchange for help from the academy. Later, as Bibai grew up, Moon got over the shock of Bibai's parents' death and calmed down. He said more than once that Zhang Lexuan no longer had to abide by the oath. Zhang Lexuan said, "It doesn't matter even if Bibai doesn't accept me. My lover is this Shrek Academy." The old man remained in his original posture, but after Huo Yuhao left, he muttered something. 11 years old, and with a soul power of level 27, the foundation is so solid, the young are really formidable. The students' dormitories are tube-shaped buildings with dormitory doors on both sides of the long corridor, each with a number on it. The interior of the dormitory building is a bit old, and I don't know how many years it has been used. There is a public bathroom at the end of each side of the corridor, sent to the Shrek dormitory, and shared a toilet with 400 people. Although it is not that exaggerated, it can be seen that the wealthy Shrek does not invest enough in the education of freshmen. Although the inter-college students are Shrek's main support targets, are they not students as well? Really, not necessarily. If I fail to pass the freshman assessment in 3 months, I will probably be expelled. Not to mention, there are mechanisms similar to entrance examinations. In short, it is about raising goo, and through layers of screening, allowing the real geniuses to stand out and enter the inner courtyard for Shrek Academy. Only the inner court is the core and the real number one on the continent. Just like Mazaya Ateo's multiple soul skills fusion technique, Ling Luchen's multiple soul skills are linked and instantly released, which are secrets that only Shrek's inner court disciples can access. The number on Huo Yuhao's dormitory key is still 108. The third room on the left on the first floor. Use the key to unlock the door and push it open. The dormitory is very small, only about 10 square meters, and 2 beds take up most of the area. Apart from that, there is only a table and 2 metal wardrobes. There is also a soul guide lamp on the roof, which needs soul power to be injected before it can light up. A handsome young man who is about the same age as Huo Yuhao was lying lazily on the bed. When he saw Huo Yuhao at the door, he was stunned at first, then snorted coldly, "You are my roommate? Why are you so late?" He has a delicate face, fair skin, neat short hair and big, bright eyes of a light pink-blue color. His handsome appearance can be said to be unmatched by many, but unfortunately, there is someone right now whose appearance is just as good as this person. "I am Huo Yuhao. Hey, isn't this classmate Wang Donger dressed as a man?" Unexpectedly, even though he started school several days late, he couldn't escape the fate. In other words, this is the big hand of King Tang. "My name is Huo Yuhao. Isn't the registration for new students still open?" "Don't worry, coming late has its advantages." The dormitory had obviously been cleaned carefully by Wang Dong before, which saved him some effort. The young man said arrogantly, "My name is Wang Dong. You'd better remember that I cleaned this dormitory by myself." Huo Yuhao nodded, "Thank you very much." When the two met for the first time, there was no scene where they were displeased with each other and were about to fight over a disagreement. Perhaps this is the diplomacy of appearance? Unfortunately, Wang Dong, who was dressed as a man, was not a normal roommate, and they were destined to have a fight. The pale blue-haired boy lowered his voice and spoke aggressively, "I declare that from now on I am the boss of the dormitory. You must obey my rules, or get out. First, you are not allowed to bring anyone back to the dormitory. Second, you are not allowed to snore at night. Third, you are responsible for cleaning the dormitory from now on, but don't mess with my bed. Do you understand? I declare your proclamation null and void." Huo Yuhao spoke coldly. Wang Donger relationship, acquaintance achievement mission, strength first, Shrek Academy, where strength is paramount. Don't refuse this task that comes to your doorstep. I have to say, you are a very nice person. Thank you all for your support. Please collect and read, please. This is really important to me. End of this chapter. Chapter 17, The Breath of Light. Okay. Wang Dong was slightly stunned when he was rejected. He had never suffered such humiliation since he was a child. As he had been pampered since childhood, from childhood to adulthood, everyone around him spoke to him in a gentle voice. Who would dare to reject him so bluntly? In addition, the incident of cleaning the shabby dormitory by himself a few days ago had already made Wang Dong, who was very vengeful, full of anger. Now I have been assigned a roommate by this crappy Shrek Academy? Do you still want to endure this? Although the man in front of him was good-looking and looked similar to himself in men's clothing, but, this good-looking body is wasted, please. He worked hard and conscientiously to clean this dirty and messy dormitory for a whole day and finally made it look presentable, but you don't even show any sympathy for him. Wang Dong snorted coldly and said arrogantly, if you don't listen to me, I will kick you out. If you don't believe me, you can try it. His second father taught him since he was a child that the one with the bigger fist is the one with the more power. Now is the time to establish her voice, and she will not make concessions. Between soul masters, strength speaks first. Strength is everything, then let's give it a try. Huo Yuhao raised his eyebrows and walked straight out of the dormitory building. Looking at Huo Yuhao's calm expression, Wang Dong smiled instead. His smile was nice, but it was filled with disdain and contempt. How dare this idiot? He looks even crazier than me. Very good, Huo Yuhao, I will remember you. I hope your strength can match your arrogant attitude. Thinking this in his mind, Wang Dong followed. Shrek Academy covers a large area, and there are large open spaces between each building. Huo Yuhao and Wang Dong walked out of the dormitory and stood in an open space at the dormitory door. The old man leaning on the recliner raised his head slightly. A gleam of curiosity flashed in his dim eyes, and he looked at the two of them with interest. In Huo Yuhao's sea of consciousness, two spiritual bodies stood in the VIP viewing seats, communicating with each other and starting to point fingers. In addition to preparing to watch the show and commenting on the blue-haired boy, he was also wary of Moon, the dormitory sweeper. Cheyenne Meng's spirit body is a girl of about 10 years old, wearing a white coat dotted with the golden patterns. Exuding a sacred temperament that is untainted by the mud under the short golden hair, is a cute face as delicate as a piece of jade, and a pair of big golden eyes that are clear and deep. She reminded more seriously, Bing Bing, don't release your aura casually. The real strength of that old guy outside is that of a top-notch title Douluo. Be careful that he may sense our presence. You don't need to remind me, I know this naturally. At this time, Bingdi was also in a spiritual state, a cold and arrogant girl dressed in white and green clothes. She had long green hair tied into two ponytails, a golden crown on her head, orange gold eyes, and was full of majesty, exuding a cold arrogance. Yan Meng watched the fun and said, as expected of Shrek Academy, there are many hidden dragons and crouching tigers. Yuhao's roommate is not simple, but he is definitely not as strong as our Yuhao. Hayori hugged his shoulders and nodded approvingly, his green twin ponytails shaking slightly. Yuhao is indeed very outstanding. As long as we protect him well, he will surely be able to reproduce the glory of becoming a god 10,000 years ago in the future. Yes, if even Yuhao can't achieve godhood, then no one in this era can accomplish such a task. The three of us will definitely kill them all. While the two were talking, an old voice suddenly sounded, haha, you guys really have high hopes for this little guy Yuhao? Bingdi felt a sense of alarm. Who? Come out to me, it's the old fellow who fought with me for territory before, the gray bead in the sea of spirit. Sensing a familiar scent, Tian Meng immediately became alert. Don't be nervous, Big Bug, little scorpion, I mean no harm to you. Just like you, I have high hopes for Yuhao. Tian Meng didn't think it was a good thing to pin his hope of survival on the kindness of others. She could feel the tremendous pressure coming from the small gray bead. The spiritual power level of this unknown existence was actually far above hers, reaching a level that Yan Meng could not understand at all, and seemed to have surpassed the scope of all creatures on the continent. There is no specific division of the realm level of spiritual power in the early stage of Soul Master, and it is simply based on the accumulation of values. This is because there is no spiritual power cultivation method in Douluo continent, except for the purple demon eye. Therefore, for ordinary soul masters, mental power can only be improved along with the improvement of soul power. The longer the practice time and the more times of meditation, the stronger the mental power will be. Soul masters who possess martial souls with spiritual attributes have a huge advantage in cultivating their spiritual power. When they are at the level of a 3-ring soul master, they can possess spiritual power that exceeds that of an ordinary 6-ring soul emperor thanks to the support of various plugins. Although Huo Yuhao's soul power level is only level 27, His spiritual cultivation has already reached the level of a 7-ring soul saint. Only when accumulated to a certain level will there be a chance to reach the boundless realm of endless self-circulation. This is the 4th level of the purple demon pupil, the vast sea realm. At the same time, this is also the realm that most non-spiritual 8-ring soul Douluo are in. Next is the tangible and intangible level of spiritual power. This realm is already the upper limit for many non-spiritual titled Douluo, and it is also one of the shackles that restrict them from breaking through to the ultimate Douluo. Going further up, there is the level of tangible spiritual power. Finally, there is the demigod level of mental power. Tianmeng's current mental power level is only tangible but not material. Relying on his huge total mental power, he is hard to beat on the Douluo continent. But now, facing this unknown existence, whether it is a friend or an enemy, it is like an ant trying to shake a tree, and it is completely powerless. I was sweating profusely. Fortunately, the unknown existence in front of him could not cause any harm to Yuhao because of its parasitic nature. Only Yuhao can clear it. Who are you anyway, Bingdi? Asked bluntly. In her opinion, the spiritual power level of the 2 people present was much higher than hers, so she didn't feel it was real. Huo Yuhao also sensed the unusual movement in the sea of spirituality. Now that 3 of them were together, they could start playing landlord. He immediately divided his attention and directly formed a spiritual body to protect the 2 of them behind him and joined the conversation. Hello, Grandpa, what should we call you, Ho? Yuhao greeted him politely. After waiting for so long, the Thai is finally online. He couldn't wait to get to the apprenticeship stage. Throughout the entire unrivaled Tang sect, Electrolux's character is absolutely worthy of his respect, and he can be called Hogua's lifelong mentor. This is a good teacher and helpful friend who is essential for Entai 3. As long as he keeps advancing step by step like this, he might even be able to become the god of death, the god of the undead, in the end. Unfortunately, now that he lacks the gold of life, Alex has to continue to stay in the idle state. As for me, I didn't originally belong to this world. I only remember that I was about to die, but because my soul power was too strong, a ray of my consciousness broke through the space and was pulled to this plane by some kind of attraction. I was attracted by the energy fluctuations generated by the fusion of the Big Bug and Yuhao. In my vague memory, only the 2 most famous titles during his lifetime are relatively clear: the Holy God of Death and the Scourge of the Undead. The old voice paused, as if recalling something. A few moments the gray bead glowed slightly, and the voice with a hint of realization rang out again. Oh, finally you haven't forgotten your name. My name is Alex. You can just call me Old Yi, Ho. Yuhao took the lead in bowing. Hello, Master Yi, Xianmen. And Bingdi also followed suit and greeted. Yuhao, I have seen your performance. You have a top-level opportunity, but you are not arrogant or impatient, and you keep your feet on the ground. I am very happy that I can live in your spiritual sea when you completely disappear. The old voice was slightly gentle. Unfortunately, I only have a little strength left now. I can only fall into deep sleep to repair my consciousness. I woke up this time only because I felt a unique breath of light. In short, Big Bug, Little Scorpion, protect Yuhao. I hope we can meet again when I wake up next time. Why does it feel like the White Emperor City is entrusted with an orphan? A breath of light. Is he talking about the dormitory dragon guard who was peeking at the battle, or his roommate Wang Dong who was trying to attack? End of this chapter. Chapter 18. Douluo continent features. Huo Yuhao looked at Wang Dong in front of him calmly. Show your martial spirit and see what you have. Although this is a bully game, winning is a natural thing, but you should still respect your opponent. The Ice Blue Emperor Scorpion's martial spirit was revealed, and 2 spirit rings, 1 yellow and 1 purple, rose up. The air is filled with chill, and the awe-inspiring presence comes from without even showing anger. Wang Dong immediately became serious, but he did not want to lose face. It seems you have some skills. No wonder you are so arrogant. A pair of gorgeous blue wings spread out from behind him, covering his body with a layer of strange color that kept changing between blue and purple. Golden light balls lit up in a V-shape on the wings. The goddess of light butterfly is the most beautiful butterfly spirit in Douluo continent and the most beautiful beast spirit. Although the wings are just illusory light and shadow, they can't help but make people feel dizzy under the sunlight. 2 soul rings, 1 yellow and 1 purple, rose from under Wang Dong's feet. Although he is only a great soul master, Wang Dong's second soul ring has reached the 1,000-year level. It's true, he is very rich. People who often absorb spirit rings know this. According to statistics from a certain master, the second soul ring of an ordinary soul master can reach an upper limit of 600-800 years. Even Tang Sen, the protagonist of Dao did not break this exception at the beginning, put it on others. He was able to cultivate to the second soul ring at this age, and the second soul ring was even 1,000-year-old purple soul ring. This is already a performance of super genius, but Wang Dong is different. As the young master of the Haoshan sect, he grew up eating all kinds of natural treasures, such as whale glue that can improve physical fitness, which he almost ate as a meal. Coupled with the divine blood and twin martial souls in his body, his physique is extremely strong, and he can withstand 1,000-year level spirit ring at the level of a second ring. Great Spirit Master Wang Dong's main problem still lies in his soul power level. Sometimes, you should look for the reasons within yourself, such as whether your soul power level has increased over the years, and whether you have practiced well as a person with innate full soul power. Wang Dong's current soul power level is only level 21. This is a sign of not working hard enough. It is really not worthy of his status and is extremely disappointing. It's an episode that fits the character very well. In previous Shrek classes, there were no soul masters among the freshmen, so this level seemed to be the top level. However, in this session, due to the excellent matching mechanism, there are 3 soul masters among Shrek's freshmen, and they are all specially recruited. The difference was immediately apparent, seeing Huo Yuhao not moving for a long time. In fact, it is because my energy is mainly spent on chatting in the spiritual sea. You are so arrogant. So what, even if you are the second ring of the millennium? Wang Dong really didn't believe that the handsome young man in front of him could surpass him in soul power level. Even though he has been a little slack in his training over the years, he still has this confidence. He is born with full soul power. Wang Dong's figure flashed, and his soul power spurted out from the golden light on his wings, reaching a high speed in an instant, rushing towards Huo Yuhao like an arrow, with incredible speed and unusual agility. This is not a soul skill, but the instincts of his butterfly martial spirit. The goddess of light is a martial spirit that can fly. It has a huge advantage in the early soul master duels. Wang Dong suddenly accelerated and rushed out a distance of more than 10 meters almost instantly. In the blink of an eye, he arrived in front of Huo Yuhao, raised his right foot, and stepped directly towards him in the chest. Well, it's a pair of legs that are longer than normal people's proportions. Seeing him coming to him, Huo Yuhao did not move, but grabbed Wang Dong's ankle with his left hand. He'll quickly hit Wang Dong from here. Okay. Wang Dong, who was about to launch a series of moves, suddenly felt his whole body stiffen, and even his thoughts seemed to be frozen by the coldness. You were so careless. If he had used his soul skills from the beginning, he wouldn't be in such a mess. The temperature around him dropped sharply due to the extreme coldness emitted by Huo Yuhao. Sensing the coming crisis, Wang Dong's purple soul ring instantly lit up, and a strong blue-gold light suddenly became brighter above the azure wings. The golden light patterns were like little suns that were ignited, bursting with intense brilliance. The second soul skill is the light of the butterfly god. At this moment, Wang Dong's entire body was rendered golden, dispelling the bone corrosive chill. Huo Yuhao let go of his left hand, the soul ring behind him flashed, and the surface of his body was covered with a layer of ice crystals. Ice King body protection, just like in the original novel. Ice Emperor's sacrifice brought 4 soul skills. They are the first soul rings: Ice Emperor's claws and Ice Emperor's bodyguard, as well as the Ice Blue Emperor Scorpion's trunk bone soul skills, the Everfreeze realm and the Ice Emperor's wrath. In addition to the Ice Emperor's protection, Huo Yuhao could quickly end a battle no matter which spirit skill he used. It was possible, but it was not necessary. The coldness that came with a martial spirit alone almost killed the person in front of him on the spot. If he really uses his soul skills, he would be afraid that when Huo Yuhao punches him, Wang Dong would have to beg Wang Dong not to die. Even if it's a real fight, maybe I can completely defeat this proud goose in front of me. Wang Dong had a very strong physical fitness. After dispelling the cold, he flapped his wings and moved around in the air. He recovered quickly and immediately seized the fleeting opportunity and launched a violent attack. The yellow soul ring behind him lit up. The first soul skill is the winged guillotine. The wings behind Wang Dong had completely turned azure blue, and circles of golden halos began to emerge, instantly spreading outwards and forming a golden light blade about 3 inches long at the edge of the front wing. He raised both of his arms at the same time, fitting them in place with his front wings. With a sudden pull, the front wings suddenly spread out on both sides of his body, and with the golden edges, they were like 2 large guillotines slashing towards Huo Yuhao. Wang Dong's movements were very fast. To outsiders, the fight between the two seemed like Huo Yuhao was passively taking a beating unilaterally, and his attack was more like a decisive move to end the game, and it came here under the cover of ice crystals. Huo Yuhao's eyes were completely closed at this moment. Ling Mao's first soul skill, spiritual detection. At this moment, the data of Wang Dong's actions appeared quickly in his mind. including the trajectory of movement, body changes, martial soul changes, and even the circulation of soul power in the meridians could be vaguely detected through spiritual detection. He could clearly feel that the soul power in Wang Dong's body was surging in an explosive manner and was madly injected into a pair of front wings. While the rear wings were fully spread out to maintain the balance of his body, it can be seen that these wings with soul skills attached have amazing destructive power. Combined with the previous light of the butterfly god, even a soul master has to temporarily avoid the edge under this combo, but Huo Yuhao still did not dodge or evade. He faced the attack of the light blade, clenched his right fist, and suddenly blasted out. Boom! The air was slightly rippling, and the ordinary attack with the Ice Emperor's body protection broke through the light blade like a whirlwind and sent it straight forward. Then, Wang Dong's figure flew backwards. Huo Yuhao slowly exhaled a breath of cold air, and the undamaged ice crystals were quietly retracted. Did you feel a sense of softness and elasticity just now? You're not hurt, are you? At the last moment, he had already restrained most of his strength, and there was still a certain place acting as a buffer, so he should not have died, right? Different from other twin martial soul owners, Huo Yuhao's spiritual eyes and icy soul body can be used at the same time, which is very smooth from the very beginning of this game. He had been maintaining the simulation skills, continuing to render 2 soul rings, one yellow and one purple. This level is just right. Being 1 step ahead is genius, being 2 steps ahead will only lead to being caught and sliced. The dull and suffocating feeling in his chest made Wang Dong frown tightly, as if he was in a cold winter. At this moment, he couldn't stop trembling as Huo Yuhao approached. He pulled Wang Dong's hand without saying a word and took back the cold air, and he gradually returned to normal. Wang Dong panted violently and asked in a trembling voice, "What kind of martial spirit is this?" Huo Yuhao chuckled, "Ultimate Ice Jade Scorpion martial spirit. How is it? Are you convinced?" Wang Dong's pupils shrank suddenly, and his face was full of disbelief. "Ultimate Ice? How is this possible?" Huo Yuhao turned around and walked slowly towards the dormitory. "Nothing is impossible. I hope you can learn to respect others in the future. I'm not your father, so I won't spoil you." Wang Dong sat on the ground for a while, looking at Huo Yuhao's back, and he didn't know why he suddenly felt the desire to win. "Huo Yuhao, just wait for me. I will definitely win next time." Achievement triggered. Achieve Wang Dong's strength first achievement and receive the reward of Flash Goo. Flash Goo, consume the goo worm in 1 turn, emit a strong light, and temporarily blind the enemy. Evaluation, eat my sun fist. Okay, another woman who says one thing and means another. I know you're convinced. Wang Dong's relationship, friends achievement mission, martial soul fusion technique, no fight, no acquaintance. It is truly a Douluo continent specialty and a must-try. However, this mission, even in this state, can we still perform the martial soul fusion technique? Aren't you afraid of losing not only your daughter but also your army? Alright, a cultivation accelerator is delivered to your door, so you should take it. End of this chapter. Chapter 19, Playing Chess with God. Entering the game with your body. We still need to guard against arrogance and impatience. What's the point of defeating Wang Dong? What's the point of being invincible in the same level? He only made a slight move, but it was enough to be considered the limit of this segment. But who claims to be invincible and who claims to be undefeated? Are you good at fighting? At this stage, beating is of no use to make it in the world. You need not only strength but also background. Just like Wang Dong's magical skill of calling daddy, there are 2 extreme Douluo fighters standing behind him, and there is also a God King hidden and ready to go in the original book. There are also guys who can't bear to play after losing the game even near Shrek City. They dared to think about using family power to get back their territory, and one person even directly sent out family assassins if Mazaya Ateo hadn't come to the rescue in time. Ho would have been killed by a narrow margin over the tower. There are many examples of the strong bullying the weak and using power to oppress others. A genius who has not grown up is not a genius. Huo Yuhao didn't want to gamble his life in a place like this. He also had this consideration as the reason why he joined Shrek to follow the plot, putting aside other things. Shrek Academy is relatively protective of its students as long as he doesn't commit suicide on his own initiative and keeps a distance from a certain great elder of the Holy Spirit Church. His life will be safe. Don't waste your time growing up. Humph. It's all the fault of this inherently evil God-King Tang-san. Sometimes Huo Yuhao couldn't help but think that it would be great if he also had a God-King level backer behind him, but a cruel reality told him that it should or might not be possible. Like the God of Destruction who often makes guest appearances in other novels, he is wholeheartedly devoted to the development of the God realm. Although he and Tang San have different ideas, at this point in time, the two have not yet become incompatible. Plots that Huo Yuhao loves to see, such as "You regret my deity," will not appear in the period of unrivaled Tang sect no matter what. Tang San holds two god positions and has the identity of a law enforcer in the divine realm. He is a rare God-King level fighter. In addition, Douluo continent is also the happy hometown of Buddha Tang. He has a strong control over Douluo continent. As long as there is no blatant violation of the rules of the God realm, he will not interfere even if it means destruction. Therefore, it was difficult for Huo Yuhao to break the impasse. There is a divine road ahead that cannot be traveled on, and there is also a Buddha hanging high above. Since I can't resist for the time being, I can only endure it for now. If you mess with me, you're messing with cotton. Compared with other people, Wang Dong's temper is pretty good. If it weren't for the influence of King Tang, establishing a deep bond with him might have been a good choice. However, even if he does not take the initiative to attack now, he cannot escape the behind the scenes power of King Tang. It would be better to seize the opportunity and use the practice speed amplifier to help yourself. Of course, this is based on the premise that Taodong's power still exists if there is number 100% perfect match between the martial souls. I feel that the effect of accelerated training will not be very significant. You can also improve your favorability at the same time. When Tang San's incredible move is exposed in the future, it might be an episode about a loving father and a filial daughter. Regarding the achievement task, martial soul fusion technique, it is obvious that Wang Dong himself has absolutely no idea about this. Even someone as strong in mental strength as Huo Yuhao, after the brief contact and the subsequent handshake in peace, he only had a vague premonition when the achievement task was placed before him. His guess was finally confirmed. Judging from Wang Dong's unwillingness to admit defeat just now, his current goal should be to practice hard and prepare to get back at his former self in the future when this desire to strive forward becomes strong enough. It will be recognized by the system and an exclamation mark will be generated above its head, waiting to be discovered by Huo Yuhao. Therefore, this task was given based on Huo Yuhao's situation in addition to the martial soul fusion skill mission that Wang Dong just revealed. Huo Yuhao now has 4 tasks, namely, Xianming's third mission, increase soul power, Ice Emperor's second mission, finding the Snow Emperor, Electrolux's first mission, repairing the spiritual consciousness. The last one came from Dragon God Douluo Moon, who was lying outside the dormitory not far away and watching the battle quietly. Moon relationship, acquaintance achievement mission, test of character. It was obvious that it was Huo Yuhao's previous combat performance and the news of the ultimate ice that he deliberately released that made this dying old man excited through Moon. It is also a way to quickly improve the combat power. As the saying goes, it is better to rely on yourself than on others, and you are the biggest backer. How to break Tang San's layout. Huo Yuhao, it's very simple. I will become a venerable, right? Look, I'm joining the game and I'm half a step ahead of God. What, that guy, after knocking yourself to the ground, you just pat your butt and walk away? After sitting on the ground for a while, Wang Dong stood up again and walked slowly towards the dormitory. He continued to mutter unwillingly, I will definitely win it back in the future. No matter what method I use. When he walked to the door of the dormitory, an old voice sounded in his ears, Kid, you really lost. The gap between you two is too big. No matter how many times you compete, the result will be the same. Why? Wang Dong turned his head sharply, looked at the old man, and said stubbornly, so what if it's the ultimate ice? If I use soul skills to fuse, there must be a chance, and there is a trump card that he will not casually reveal to the old man in front of him. He has twin martial souls. His second martial soul, the Clear Sky Hammer, is known as the most powerful martial soul in Douluo continent and is regarded as the most powerful being in this competition. He only suffered a loss in terms of martial spirit. If the Clear Sky Hammer comes out, will it be unable to break the turtle shell? Wang Dong didn't believe it. Not to mention, there are also many soul skills inherited from the Haoshan sect. Humph, it's just a temporary lead, it's nothing. Wang Dong, the young master of Haoshan sect, has a promising future. The old man sighed and pointed to the area of his heart on his chest. Based on this, he has the heart of a strong man who is neither arrogant nor impatient, but you don't. If you continue to maintain such a proud and contemptuous attitude, I'm afraid you will never catch up with him. Wang Dong was silent for a moment, then bowed deeply to the old man. Grandpa, thank you for your enlightenment. After Wang Dong left, the old man muttered to himself, maybe I should make an exception for once. Dormitory 108. When Wang Dong returned to the dormitory, He saw that Huo Yuhao had already made a bed and was sitting on it to practice. It was a complete set of fluffy and clean bedding, made from the fur of some unknown soul beast, and it looked thick and soft. Wang Dong wanted to say something to Huo Yuhao, but he held back in the end. After a snort, he returned to his bed and prepared to practice. There is no time to mourn the failure of the competition. Having tasted the bitterness of failure, he was no longer in the mood to continue playing badly. The unknown old man in the dormitory was right. This idiot in front of him did have some good points perhaps. This is the reason why he can reach this level of soul power at such a young age. But Wang Dong believed that as long as he started practicing seriously from now on, everything would be fine. He could do it if he just tried harder, and he could even do better. It is also because Wang Dong has not experienced the baptism of surfing the internet. Otherwise, I would definitely scream loudly, WC, dog. Before Wang Dong could enter a meditative state, Huo Yuhao suddenly opened his eyes, got off the bed, and walked straight towards him. Wang Dong immediately became alert. Since we are roommates, let's take half of the room along the middle line. We should take care of our own hygiene and don't interfere with each other's lives. Is that a problem, Huo? Yuhao was speechless. Didn't you want to speak with strength at the beginning? Why did you give in after losing? Wang Dong was unhappy and snorted coldly. I was just careless. I will win it back later, Huo. Yuhao shook his head and continued to approach. Seeing Huo Yuhao getting closer and closer, Wang Dongchu retreated further and further until he was leaning against the wall with his arms folded across his chest in a defensive posture. What do you want to do? I'm warning you. Even if you win this competition, it doesn't mean you can break my rules at will. At most, I can make you snore when you sleep, Huo. Yuhao did not respond and walked slowly. You idiot, if you come near me again I'll call for help. At this moment, Wang Dong no longer had the arrogant attitude he had before. Ever since I met this guy today, everything has been going wrong. It's as if it's unlucky to be considered manipulated. Could it be that the perfect disguise he had achieved through the secret method of the Haoshan sect was suspected? This shouldn't be the case, or is this idiot that kind of person? Big crisis. End of this chapter. Chapter 20. You don't want to either? Do you think you hit it well, Miss Wang Dong? Huo Yuhao revealed a meaningful smile. He directly grabbed Wang Dong's right hand, activated his soul power, and felt the compatibility of their martial souls. At this moment, Wang Dong, who was tightly held, had lost the ability to think. His face turned red and he turned into a steam engine, muttering to himself, You? How do you know this? Impossible. It's very simple. A hint of mockery flashed across Huo Yuhao's eyes. Is there a possibility that the most beautiful butterfly martial spirit, the goddess of light butterfly, will only appear in beautiful women when it appears in the form of a martial spirit in humans? It's strange to say. Wang Dong's two martial spirits, the goddess of light butterfly, reveals her gender, and the clear sky hammer reveals her background. And yet she's still trying to dress up as a man? It feels like taking off your pants to fart, which is a bit unnecessary. That's right, Wang Dong buried his head and murmured, So should I move to the girls' dormitory? It's a bit strange. But when she heard Huo Yuhao's answer, she immediately thought of this result. But Wang Dong's first feeling now was not the excitement of relief. For some reason, a feeling of sadness and loss arose. Could it be that she became addicted in such a short period of time? No, definitely not. It was just because she faced her first failure in her life that she developed unnecessary emotions. I was only here to supervise the training of this idiot. If he thinks he can relax just because he beat me, that would be really disappointing. Wang Dong thought so and raised his head, only to see the smile in Huo Yuhao's eyes. What's wrong? Are you happy to hear that I'm going to change dorms? Huo Yuhao let go of Wang Dong's right hand and shook his head helplessly. Do you really think the teachers in the academy can see this? Some of them are many times more knowledgeable than me, and they can definitely see through you. Just like the dormitory manager watching the show downstairs, he had already identified your gender when you released your martial spirit. Just see through it without saying it out loud. Apart from anything else, at least Wang Yan Xiaos and Moon and definitely have this knowledge accumulation. Even the two people behind should have some understanding of Wang Dong's background as the young master of the Haoshan sect. It was not difficult for him to completely hide his origins. However, for Wang Dong's safety, the Haoshan sect must have consulted with the Shrek high-level officials. Wang Dong bit her teeth lightly and looked at Huo Yuhao, not knowing what she was thinking. After a moment, she pretended to be relaxed and asked, So, you came here just to reveal my true gender? Yes, no matter what, we are now roommates in the same dormitory. We will probably be together day and night for several years in the future, so we must not hurt our relationship. Huo Yuhao nodded, looked at Wang Dong, and counted on his fingers. As for the rules you mentioned before, first, I will tell you in advance before bringing people back to the dormitory. Second, I don't snore. Third, we will share the responsibility of cleaning the dormitory and take turns. Wang Dong felt a little uncomfortable being stared at, so he turned his head away. Since you are so sincere, I will reluctantly forgive you. There is one more thing. Just now when I held your hand, Wang Dong, did you feel anything? Hearing this, Wang Dong was confused and dazed. Who I am? Where am I? What happened? Wang Dong, don't you feel anything? It was not until Huo Yuhao asked again that Mr. Wang Dong finally reacted. How can I feel? Huo Yuhao, you idiot, it's just holding hands. What else do you want to do? Could it be that you want to take a glimpse of my true appearance? Wang Dong felt inexplicably shy, her cheeks flushed slightly, and she was a little hesitant. If it's you, it's not impossible. Huo Yuhao? Question mark. What do you think I'm going to do? Hey, I am a gentleman. I'm asking if you felt any signs of spirit fusion. Wang Dong, what were you thinking about just now? Did you think wrongly? The slightly teasing voice instantly broke Wang Dong's filter at this moment. She just wanted to punch that complacent face. No, goodbye, I need to practice. After throwing out 3 consecutive rejections, Wang Dong turned his back, not wanting to show his gaffe at the moment. You damn bastard, is my true form so unattractive? I am a top beauty who possesses the butterfly of the goddess of light. This is what you said, now you deny it? What an attitude. This is how Yuhao came to Wang Dong's bed with a smile on his face. Wang Dong, you don't want others to find out that you are a woman dressed as a man, do you? If you want to protect this secret, then practice the martial soul fusion technique with me. Wang Dong remained silent at this moment. She was both ashamed and embarrassed. If you don't say anything, I'll take it as your consent. Wang Dong continued to face the wall and reflect on his mistakes, not wanting to pay any attention to him amidst the anxiety and fear. She only felt her right hand being held again, from which came a soft, thick warm current with a texture like the sea that accommodates all rivers. When her breath came into contact with Huo Yuhao's, it actually stimulated the soul power in her body to slowly circulate, and she felt an indescribable sense of comfort. Is this the martial soul fusion technique? It feels pretty good. Achievement triggered. Achieve Wang Dong's martial soul fusion skill achievement and receive the reward of forced extraction of goo. Forced goo, a second-level consumable goo worm that can devour the corpse of a soul beast to forcibly obtain a soul bone. If the forced acquisition fails, it will be countered by the power. Evaluation, take it. Wang Dong relationship, close friends achievement mission, brother, you smell so good, Huo Yuhao. 6. Looking at the display of the next achievement task in front of him, Huo Yuhao was speechless for a long time. Let's not complain about the close friendship that is so easy to achieve. To achieve this mission, does one have to feed the tiger with one's own body and sell out one's beauty to other men? No, ladies, we've only known each other for less than a day. Are you serious? Could it be that this is the true stamp of the divine King Tang's thoughts? The mere rule of not being able to use soul guides must be a cover-up for the strategy to capture the Son of Luck. Wadasi got one open and one secret. The means of sneaking through Chengkang is really extremely clever. At that moment, Huo Yuhao finally recalled the great terror under the control of the God-King Tang. Hey, Son of Luck, I'll give your wife to you for free. Do you want her, Huo Yuhao? If she didn't have your spiritual sense monitoring her in real time in her mind, I would definitely want it. I wouldn't want to refuse it in vain. It's normal for a gentleman to be attracted to a beautiful lady. Besides, isn't there a saying that misfortune should not affect one's family members? Tang San's behavior should not be attributed to Wang Dong. However, everything needs to be done slowly. Wang Dong now possesses a key step in the long-planned plan of the God-King Tang, so it is better to be cautious. This is really not Huo Yuhao's conspiracy theory. In the original novel, Huo Guo was attracted to Wang Dong, and because of the bond between the two, he was always led by the nose by King Tang, especially in Kyankan Valley of Love. Those so-called tests are pure torture, and the purpose is to tame loyal dogs. Invite the guests to behead him. and accept him as a dog. The God-King Tang is truly a master of pool. Anyone with a discerning eye knows that the real Wang Dongjia had died long before in Kyankan. Questioning Love Valley and Kior's death afterwards was all due to the great contribution of King Tang Shen Wang Tang Wutong, who appeared later, was just a puppet of Ho Guo that Tang San pieced together from his memories to restrain Ho Guo in order to seize the luck of the Douluo plain from Ho Guo and Kior, and to covet Kior's bloodline as an imperial auspicious beast and the golden dragon spear. Tang San did everything he could. He did not hesitate to split his own daughter's soul and then forcibly put it together, eventually forming Tang Wutong, a patchwork monster that was no good or no good, and could only serve as a dog leash to tie up Ho Guo. Tang Wutong is like this. Ho Guo only needs to carry on and move forward to become a god, but Tang Wutong has to consider a lot of things when she is just a pendant vase. What? Tang San treated his daughter like this, and you want to ask his wife for her opinion? Scabbard Xiao, I have no objection. It's really terrifying when you think about it. Fortunately, everything is still in time at this time. Wang Dong was still the normal Xiaoqi. He had just lost his memory of the divine world. As for these blank 6 years, it doesn't matter. That's it for now. Let's eat first. Let's go. Eat, don't sleep. Ho Yuhao came out of his training state, walked to the aisle to stretch his muscles, and patted Wang Dong under the quilt. Wang Dong was confused when he woke up. What happened? How come I sleep so soundly in bed? Did this guy do something while she was sleeping? End of this chapter. Chapter 21. There is a way to die. Looking at Wang Dong, who was startled, Huo Yuhao just felt a little helpless. You are still in men's clothing. Why are you panicking? Ah. That's right, hearing this, Wang Dong regained his senses and finally recalled the cause, process and outcome of the incident. Just because the pre-swing of his first attempt at martial soul fusion was too comfortable, Wang Dong, who had been nervous for a long time, relaxed for a moment and started to have a good sleep. Directly so, after covering her with a quilt, Huo Yuhao quietly returned to his bed to practice. Continue to sprint towards level 28. A gentleman like him would never take advantage of others in distress. What's more, Huo Yuhao could swear to heaven that he had absolutely no sexual interest in Wang Dong, who was dressed as a man. If your heart is as clear as ice, you will not be surprised when the sky falls. As for the exploration of the martial soul fusion technique in the afternoon, it went relatively smoothly through continuous verification. Huo Yuhao can be sure that his spirit eye's martial soul has a very high degree of compatibility with the other party's two martial souls, although it has not reached the level of 100% compatibility. But performing the martial soul fusion technique is no problem at all. Ling Mao, the universal fusion material, you deserve it. As for the ice soul body martial spirit, it failed nothing at all. Even in the original novel, the 100% compatibility between Yi Lao's consciousness and the sea god's consciousness disappeared completely for unknown reasons. Just like the netherworld white tiger, the current martial soul fusion technique can only temporarily improve their combat effectiveness and enrich their trump cards. However, this is the real purpose of the martial soul fusion technique in the original novel. The power of Hao Dong, which was born from the 100% compatibility of the three martial spirits, is in abnormal existence at first glance. It was identified as a plug-in released by the God-King Tang. Not only can it improve the cultivation speed of Wang Dong and Ho Guo, but it can also amplify their respective soul powers, which is outrageous. If we talk about the reason why Ho Guo was able to rise quickly in the early stage, it must be due to the extraordinary existence of Hao Dong's power. But there is no free lunch in the world. All the gifts bestowed by fate have been secretly marked with a price. Tang San's goal is to make Ho Guo, who practices slowly, inseparable from Wang Dong, and to let the two of them establish a deep bond through daily practice and companionship. Using this as a starting point, they threw out various baits to lure Ho Guo into the abyss step by step. Although it was a pity to give up the power of Hao Dong as a training accelerator, Huo Yuhao did not want it all. There is gain and loss, and he is not a greedy person. Moreover, doesn't this just prove that there have been some deviations in the secret manipulation of the God-King Tang? As deviations accumulate, the overall situation will be completely reversed. Things are different now. Ever since Huo Yuhao used the 5th level soul calming goo, the shackles of innate talent that restricted his cultivation speed have been completely liberated. Coupled with the effects of the ice soul body and the 5th level Hoku, Huo Yuhao's cultivation speed will only get faster and faster for him now. This Wang Dong brand cultivation accelerator is just icing on the cake. Even without Hao Dong's power, he can still quickly improve his soul power level. I'm sorry, Wang Dong. Brother Hao is already a true wall-hanging genius, unprecedented in history. I no longer need your help. All in all, this is definitely good news, but for Wang Dong, It may not be so friendly now that she has lost the support of Haodong's power. She will probably have to practice hard to catch up with the progress of the original work. The soft halo is like a mother's hand, gently touching the delicate skin of the clouds, and the illusory space has an unusually moving sense of substance in the towering palace of the God Realm. The pure and innocent God-King Tang San was standing with his hands behind his back, gazing into the endless distance. One day in the divine realm is equal to 1 year in the mortal world. This is true in any plane. It had been more than 20 years since he ascended to the God Realm, but Douluo continent had already arrived 10,000 years later, and the Tang sect had already declined. Xiao Wu was right, the decline of the Tang sect was due to the progress of the times and the plane, but after all, it was created by himself, and he really couldn't bear to see it die. Unfortunately, as a law enforcer in the divine world, he cannot blatantly interfere with the changes in a plane. The man in blue robe sighed softly, with a hint of sadness between his brows. If the Son of Destiny joins the Tang sect, they will meet and form a bond, and they will have the opportunity to become gods. Isn't it wonderful to kill two birds with one stone? According to his plan, it is at this point in time that the fate of the Son of Destiny will intersect with the Tang sect. However, just recently, the Son of Destiny, who is obviously inextricably linked with the Tang sect, actually deviated slightly from the script and did not agree to join the Tang sect. Is this the struggle of fate? Even he, who possesses the power of a God King, cannot completely control the fate of Douluo continent. I hope everything will develop in a good direction. Humph, the plain consciousness of this Douluo continent is really ignorant of good and evil, and it really has a way to die. Tang San reaffirmed his determination. I can't let my efforts in monitoring Douluo star over the years go to waste. It seems that I have to speed up the progress of the 10,000-year plan. Third brother. At this time, a woman in a pink skirt came to Tang San and naturally and gently took his arm. This person was none other than Tang San's wife, Xiao Wu. Her long hair was braided into a scorpion braid and hung down gently. Her long skirt was fitted at the waist, outlining her charming figure perfectly. Xiao Wu's eyes showed some worry. Third brother, I haven't seen Xiao Qi for a long time. I don't know where she went to play. It's really worrying. Of course, under my arrangement, Xiao Qi has already gone to Douluo continent for training. However, it is better not to let Xiao Wu know about this for the time being, so as to avoid the two of them suffering from the pain of separation. Tang San remained calm and revealed a reassuring smile. Don't worry, Xiao Wu. Xiao Qi is just having fun. She is living a good life now. The two started chatting about this not long after. Xiao Wu said goodbye to Tang San and went out to find her girlfriends to chat and relax. Only the God-King Tang was left standing here silently. After checking the fate of the Son of Destiny again, he relaxed a little. I can only make Xiao Qi suffer a little more. I cannot afford to miss this rising star in Douluo. I also hope that she will be satisfied with the husband that her father has worked so hard to find for her. It's just a wound to the soul. It's a necessary sacrifice. Tang San has already made a thorough plan, and it won't be long before Xiao Qi returns safely. So what if the Son of Fortune did not join the Tang sect? Everything is under control. As long as he enters Shrek, he will have no control over anything. Besides, Xiao Qi is the daughter of himself and Xiao Wu, and has perfectly inherited their extremely high looks. With his support behind the scenes, it would be easy for her to control a mere Douluo native, right? This is a blessing that many people desire but cannot obtain. HMPH, this guy is lucky. No, I have to keep a close eye on him and test his loyalty. Just as Tang San was enjoying and perfecting his future plans, he was shocked to find that his connection with Douluo continent suddenly became vague. Even observing the Son of Fortune is impossible. The plan was disrupted catastrophically in an instant. Who is it? Who is it? Tang San's face was horrified and bloodshot. Is it to destroy this short-sighted, stubborn and conservative guy? Tang San started brainstorming, listing all possible enemies. HMPH, no matter who you are, don't let me find you. If you dare to interfere and destroy this God King's 10,000-year plan, you are destined to die. After being furious for a while, Tang San slowly regained his composure. At this moment, he is neither the almighty God King nor the cold-blooded law enforcer of the divine world, but just a father who is worried about his daughter. No, we must first hide Xiao Qi's spiritual consciousness so that it cannot be discovered by the enemy in the dark. This is a crucial backup plan and must be saved for the right time. The remaining divine power cannot be wasted. There is one more update today, which will be posted later. End of this chapter. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 22. When did it come? Before the two of them went out for dinner in the end, Wang Dong achieved her goal. The fact that we can have a martial soul fusion technique shows that we have a good affinity. Then I will let you see my true appearance, Huo Yuhao. Actually, I don't miss it very much. As Wang Dong released the secret technique, a pink and blue figure forced its way into Huo Yuhao's sight. The girl was tall, with long pale blue hair that fell to her waist, pink-red lips, and a pretty face as white as snow. She looked like a fairy from heaven, totally out of place in the slightly shabby dormitory. How about it? Wang Dong's pretty face flushed slightly, adding a touch of girlish shyness to her already charming face. Yes, there is a kind of contrasting beauty. But what is the principle behind your secret makeup method? It's really amazing. Can you teach me? Huo Yuhao was indeed interested in this secret technique that allowed him to change his size at will, although in terms of practicality it was certainly not as good as his own simulation skills. Wang Dong, this unromantic idiot, this is my family's secret technique. I can't teach it to you easily. Huo Yuhao did not force it. Okay, then change it back quickly. After dinner, we have to go back to the dormitory to continue meditating. Wang Dong was changing back into his men's clothes while complaining. Why are you training so fast? What's wrong? Are you afraid of losing to me later? As long as I get excited. Looking at Wang Dong, who seemed to have no interest in practicing, Huo Yuhao decided to increase the dosage of stimulation. At your age and with your soul power level, how can you sleep if you don't hurry up and practice? Don't you know that there are several special recruits at the Soul Master level among the Shrek freshmen this year? What? There are experts? After hearing the news, Wang Dong became anxious. I originally thought that with my soul power level, I was able to dominate among the freshmen, but I didn't expect to suffer a Waterloo before the school even started. Now that he had heard from Huo Yuhao the news about the special recruitment of Soul Masters, he suddenly became anxious. Open the book now. So you were secretly practicing by yourself in the afternoon without me? Trying hard without me, right, brother? How? I am kind-hearted. Seeing that you are sleeping soundly, I can't bear to disturb you. I don't care. You have to take responsibility for missing this half day of practice time. Alright, stop talking nonsense. As they bantered and joked from time to time, the two of them grew closer. Perhaps this is how normal roommates open up. Finally, the two prepared to go to Shrek City. According to Wang Dong's description, she was very disgusted with Shrek's cafeteria. Not only were there no tables and chairs, but food was not allowed to be taken out of the cafeteria. Huo Yuhao expressed his strong agreement with this. Just like the freshman dormitory that has been in disrepair for a long time, Shrek always manages to come up with some unexpected ideas and certain details. At Wang Dong's suggestion, she recommended a specialty restaurant at the north gate of Shrek City. It's my treat this time. Wang Dong patted his slightly flat chest. Thank you very much, Miss Wang Dong. I don't know whether to say that the secret method of Haoshan sect is powerful, or that Wang Dong has a promising future. Hey, don't reveal my identity to outsiders, Wang Dong warned seriously. Got it, dude. Following Wang Dong, Huo Yuhao walked out of the dormitory. At this time, as the sky gradually darkened, the huge Shrek Academy had become extremely lively, with pairs of Shrek freshmen going out together. This was the time when the number of students in Shrek's external college was the largest. Before the cruel elimination, there were more than 1,000 new students in each class. After all, the two of them were too outstanding in appearance. They attracted a lot of attention when they passed through Shrek Square. Many female students looked at them with passionate eyes. Along the way there were even quite a few bold female students who took the initiative to strike up a conversation with them, wanting to get to know them. Yuhao, there are many more female classmates who come to see me than you. I win this time. Huo Yuhao chuckled and said nothing. I really don't know what you are so proud of. Don't you see that they are all scared away by my coolness? Physically, they are all guys who have not accomplished their tasks and are not worth having in-depth communication with. Looking at Wang Dong, who is like a peacock spreading its tail, Huo Yuhao reminded him, be careful, there is no possibility between you and them. Wang Dong waved his hand. I know. Why are you more nagging than my dad? I've told you so many times in this day, okay, brother Hao, I have done my best. You can do whatever you want by disguising yourself as a man and deceive innocent girls, so you must hide your true identity just like Xiao Xiao in the original novel. Wang Dong's attitude of neither taking the initiative nor rejecting once gave her the illusion that I have a chance. By the time Xiao Xiao found out the truth, it was a very good outcome that their friendship did not break up. She is indeed a gentle and strong girl. What a pity. I don't know if it was just that adult's bad taste, but in order to force a couple, he actually made Xiao Xiao and He Tao couple in the end. It's a bit hard to judge. Come to the hotel. After obtaining Wang Dong's permission, Huo Yuhao began to show his characteristics. Since he couldn't refuse the rich man's kindness, he didn't hesitate. Wang Dong waved her hand and thought to herself, it's all a small matter. Her Haoshan clan is big and powerful, so it doesn't matter. Huo Yuhao said, it feels really good to be a gigolo, although he needs to be wary of Tang San's sugar-coated bullets. He is not a pedantic person in these aspects. The one who got it for free was the daughter of the God King. How comfortable. Achievement triggered. Achieve. Tang San's already have a way to die achievement and receive the reward of Peeping Goo. Pekin Goo, a 5th level goo worm that can spy on the power of fate and gain some revelations about fate. Evaluation, treat others the way they treat you. Huo Yuhao, Tang San. When did you come? How could I attract you here just for a free meal? Not to the point. This achievement of already having the means to commit suicide, could it be that some sea god's defense was broken? It doesn't look like acting. Huo Yuhao carefully considered his actions so far. What on earth could have angered Lord Poseidon so much? The story starts with a classic Xian Meng Yilao, who politely declines the invitation from Tang sect, persuades Ice Emperor to surrender, enrolls in Shrek, and gets to know Wang Dong through fighting, and finally experiments with martial soul fusion techniques. How to say well enough? Even after all this has happened, how could Tang San still be angry? Could it be that it was my butterfly effect that attracted the attention of the god of destruction and made him notice Tang San's secret movements? Or was it that the martial soul fusion technique performed in the afternoon aroused Tang San's vigilance? You can't blame him if we can't achieve 100% compatibility. It's not like he did it on purpose. Besides, he had revealed Wang Dong's true gender in advance, which was many times faster than the slow progress in the original book. What do you want, Tang Shen Wang? It was also because he couldn't see Tang San now, otherwise he would have to see what his position in his mind was. This should be the first stage, acquaintance, at most, and Huo Yuhao was already somewhat flattered by this. By Tang San's standards, he has only a handful of friends. Of course, it would be best if the two of them did not meet too soon. As he did not want to die before accomplishing his mission, Huo Yuhao shook his head and stopped thinking. The God King must be seriously ill for doing this. That's it for now. Let's eat first. I can also stop by Jubeo Pavilion later to see if I can get some 1000-year-old whale glue. Perfect. Let's borrow some of the affordable 6,000 gold soul coins from Wang Dong first. Huo Yuhao could barely afford it now if he scraped together enough money, but it was totally unnecessary. The small treasury that was obtained by robbing the rich to help the poor is already running out of money, and it will take a long time to go bankrupt. I don't know when Shrek's funding will be available. Huo Yuhao, I have twin martial souls, the ultimate ice, and I want money. As for this 5th level glimpse goo, I'll try it again after I get the money and find a time to get Wang Dong away. End of this chapter. Chapter 23. What a coincidence. Really. The desire for food and drink is also one of the ultimate pursuits in life. Since arriving in Douluo continent, Huo Yuhao had been sleeping in the open air all the way, spending most of his time on the road, and eating only grilled fish and meat that he prepared himself. While those Ioho grilled fish is of guaranteed quality, succubus grilled fish captures people's hearts, but I can't help but eat it as a meal. In addition, his appetite is quite big now, so it is too difficult to fill his stomach with just grilled fish. So, Huo Yuhao turned his attention to barbecue. Unfortunately, barbecue is not that simple. Under such simple conditions, even Huo Yuhao, who possesses the power of spiritual eyes, cannot ignore objective factors. It's enough to fill your stomach, but it's not enough to satisfy your appetite. Fortunately, with the help of the flower bud goo obtained from Tang Yang, Huo Yuhao prepared various equipment and condiments for barbecue in the goo worm's space. This alleviated the embarrassing situation where a good cook cannot cook without rice. The 2nd level flower bud goo is shaped like a flower bud, light blue in color, but made of crystal and translucent, with a storage space of nearly 30 cubic meters. It is not a storage soul guide device, but it is better than a storage soul guide device relying on it. Huo Yuhao's primitive life was greatly improved. Enjoyed the delicious meal. All I can say is, it's expensive for a reason. It is worthy of being the restaurant highly recommended by Miss Wang Dong. Apart from being expensive, it has no other disadvantages, and at this moment, the biggest flaw has been solved artificially. If I really want to find fault, it might be that the service was not very thoughtful, but that was also because Wang Dong firmly refused the girl companionship service provided by the hotel, so she couldn't blame the other party. Therefore, for this dinner, Huo Yuhao could temporarily give it a score of 9, deducting 1 point as a token of appreciation. If his favorability level is anything to go by, his favorability towards Wang Dong has now leapt from acquaintance to friend stage. This is food diplomacy. After finishing their dinner leisurely, the two did not go home directly, but continued to stroll among the vendors outside the North City gate. Wang Dong said excitedly, "Since we are here, I will take you around the city so that you can broaden your horizons." "All right, Huo." Yuhao nodded in agreement, thinking it was a good idea to combine work and rest, read thousands of books, and travel thousands of miles. You can't just work in isolation. The same is true for the practice of soul masters. Simply focusing on meditation is the least efficient way of practice. As for the Jubeo Pavilion, Huo Yuhao thought about it and finally did not suggest going there. Just let nature take its course. With their current status, without an invitation letter, they might not even be able to enter the Jubeo Pavilion and would be stopped outside, which would be troublesome. A mere 10,000-year-old whale glue was not worth all the fuss he made over it, and without a certain amount of gold soul coins on me, I don't feel very confident. There are less than 10,000 gold soul coins in my storage space, which makes me feel really insecure as one of the most prosperous cities in Douluo continent. Shrek City is much more lively at night than during the day. There are bustling crowds and noisy sounds everywhere. At a glance, there are dense streams of people coming and going in an endless stream. The lights illuminated every street in Shrek City. In this prosperous and brilliant light, the sounds of hawking were heard one after another. It was quite like the crowded night market in Blue Star. "Let's go." Huo Yuhao naturally held Wang Dong's hand and smiled gently. "Don't get separated, Wang." Dong felt a burning sensation in his ears and nodded. Just like Yuhao said, there were just too many people and they were worried about getting lost. After getting in a good mood, Wang Dong took Huo Yuhao to wander among the vendors' stalls and various shops, stopping to admire the dazzling array of goods and buying the items they liked. Although he had the memories of his past life, the customs of this alien world really opened Huo Yuhao's eyes, and the experience was truly worthwhile. Of course, it would be better if there weren't so many people until the two came to a large shop. Seen from a distance, this shopping mall has 4 floors and is over 20 meters high. The building itself occupies a large area and its appearance is magnificent, like a treasure pot. This is the Treasure Pavilion, which sells all kinds of items related to soul masters and soul mentors. Wang Dong said, "I'll take you to a treasure viewing meeting today to broaden your horizons." Huo Yuhao asked in confusion, "Treasure appreciation party? I heard that the treasure appreciation party held in Shrek City is not open to anyone." Wang Dong introduced, "Yes, there are 3 main types of treasure appreciation events in Shrek City. The first type is held for the Academy, and the Academy will purchase the items. For example, there are various rare metals needed by the Soul Guidance Department, some teaching supplies for the Martial Soul Department, and things ordered by the Academy, precious ingredients, and so on. The other 2 treasure hunting events are for our students, and they have more good stuff. One is for the inner courtyard students, and they are all top quality items, and extremely precious spirit bones appear every time. The remaining one is only for the core disciples of the outer courtyard, and it often has some elixirs, medicinal materials, customized spirit rings and the like. But these 3 treasure hunting events have nothing to do with us 2 Shrek freshmen, right?" "What do you mean?" Huo Yuhao wanted to see what Wang Dong was planning. "Are you underestimating my connections? I have been in Shrek for so many days since I reported in. I will not stay in the dormitory to practice all the time." As soon as these words were spoken, Huo Yuhao immediately understood that it was the butterfly effect caused by his late enrollment time. "Don't talk about laziness so proudly," he complained. "No. One practices all the time. You have to combine work and rest." Wang Dong retorted and continued to explain. "What a coincidence. When I was out for a walk to relax, I met the leader of the Tang sect, Senior Sister Tang Yao. We hit it off right away. You should have heard of her, right? The Tang sect, once the #1 sect." Huo Yuhao's heart skipped a beat and he asked, "Have you joined the Tang sect?" Wang Dong nodded. "My family has some connection with the Tang sect. Seeing that it has withered to this extent, I naturally cannot stand idly by. Besides, I am also very interested in the Tang sect's hidden weapons, alright. Huo Yuhao curved his lips, as long as you're happy. Anyway, with Wang Dong's identity, joining the Tang sect is just like the crown prince going on an incognito visit. Although he doesn't know his identity, it doesn't matter. Today, there will be a treasure appreciation meeting for the core disciples of the outer courtyard. You may not know that one of the twin stars of the outer courtyard, Pili Bibai, is the eldest senior brother of our Tang sect. With his VIP status, he can just take the two of us in, guaranteed. Ho! Yuhao? Actually, I know, Wang Dong said nonchalantly. Besides, even if senior brother can't do it, I'm still here, so you can rest assured. I understand. This is the confidence of the eldest lady of Haoshan sect. If anyone dares to look down on us at that time, we can just reveal our identity and act like the crooked-mouthed Dragon King. Just as Huo Yuhao was about to continue saying something, an extremely surprised voice rang out. Yuhao, why are you here? The person who came was Mazaya Ateo, who had fled a few hours ago. The moment they met, she rushed up to him in a rage. End of this chapter. Chapter 24, Generous and Generous. Hello, Sister Zaya Ateo. After introducing their identities to each of them, Huo Yuhao also roughly explained the reasons why he stayed here. Mazaya Ateo smiled charmingly and waved her hand. This is easy. I remember there is a treasure appreciation meeting for the core disciples of the outer courtyard today. I can take you in directly. During the afternoon practice, she truly realized how comfortable it was to practice without being disturbed by the evil fire. Mazaya Ateo's eyes were filled with tears, and she felt better than ever before. Her martial soul is the evil fire phoenix, inherited from her ancestor Ma Hongjin, and is also tainted with troublesome evil fire. The phoenix evil fire is also the fire of lust. Ever since her martial soul awakened, she has been tortured by the evil fire and has been tortured to the point of collapse countless times. During her training, the ancestors could release the evil fire in their bodies by indulging in lust, but for Mazaya Ateo, she was too proud and arrogant to do such a thing as for other ways to deal with the evil fire. Even Yan Xiaos, the dean of Shrek's martial spirit department, was helpless for other soul masters. It is just ordinary meditation practice and daily battles, but for her it is something she desires but cannot obtain normally. She always relied on Su Sanchi, who possessed the Zuanming turtle shield, a dual attribute martial spirit of water and earth, to temporarily delay her evil fire problem. However, due to the difference in their soul power levels, this is only a temporary solution and not a fundamental solution. Now, with the help of Huo Yuhao, she has finally seen the light at the end of the tunnel. Having endured all the hardships, she will not give up the hope he brought her. As long as we have the ultimate ice, everything will be fine. Although the evil fire phoenix martial spirit would still continuously produce evil fire, as long as Huo Yuhao took action, she could indulge herself in practicing and fighting for a long period of time without being troubled by this. Mazaya Ateo appeared here at this time and was just strolling around Shrek City, wanting to buy some cultivation resources to repay Huo Yuhao later. I didn't expect it to be such a coincidence that I could meet the slightly troubled person directly, whether it is to bring them closer together or for the sake of their future happy life. Helping out is naturally an obligation given Mazaya Ateo's status and position. It would be easy for her to bring two people in. Besides, the two people in front of her are both Shrek students. In her perception, they are both extremely talented. How could they be rejected? The background of this Jobeo Pavilion is Shrek Academy, and one of its first floors is specially open to some students whose status and position are not high enough for the time being. As long as the potential assessment is completed, Shrek students with outstanding talents can be given a break. Okay, then I'll trouble Sister Zaya Ateo. After Huo Yuhao finished speaking, he noticed that Wang Dong's expression was a little unnatural, so he asked, Wang Dong, what's wrong? Aren't you going? Wang Dong smiled bitterly and shook his head. Yuhao, follow senior sister in. I have already made an appointment with senior brother to meet here. Just as Wang Dong said, the time she and Bei Bei agreed upon was approaching, which was why she brought Huo Yuhao here. You can't just stand someone up after joining the Tang sect. Huo Yuhao also understood. Well, I'll go first. Bye. After saying that, he was dragged away by Mazaya Ateo, leaving Wang Dong alone with a twitching mouth. Senior sister Zaya Ateo and Huo Yuhao have a really good relationship. As a legitimate inner court disciple who had been promoted from a core disciple of Shrek's outer court, Mazaya Ateo was obviously familiar with the procedures of participating in the treasure appreciation meeting thanks to the deterrent power of the red-robed girl in the inner courtyard. She dismissed the welcoming girl and brought Huo Yuhao all the way to the second floor of the treasure pavilion without any obstruction. The second floor of the Jubeo pavilion is where today's treasure appreciation party for the core disciples of the outer courtyard will be held. Compared with the first floor, it is quieter and more elegant. It looks messy inside, but all the booths are placed in the most reasonable and eye-catching positions. Each booth is covered with huge crystal glass, and different items are placed on the stands inside. What a pity, Yuhao! There is no treasure appreciation meeting for the inner courtyard disciples today, otherwise I would have taken you there to broaden your horizons. Holding Huo Yuhao's hand, Mazaya Ateo's tone was slightly lost. However, for you, Yuhao, right now, perhaps the treasures at the level of the core disciples of the outer courtyard are the most suitable. If you like anything, just tell me and I will buy it directly. A woman will only affect the speed of one's cultivation, but a rich woman will not. Huo Yuhao naturally accepted Mazaya Ateo's kindness. Having said that, can he still refuse hypocritically? Thank you, Sister Zaya Ateo. There is indeed an item in need in this treasure hunting event. When he set foot into the treasure viewing party, Bingdi's reminder came to his mind. Yuhao, there's something good on the third stage on the left that might be suitable for you. Tian Men laughed. I should say it is very suitable for you. It is whale glue that is more than 10,000 years old. The quality is quite good. Following the instructions of the Ice Emperor, Huo Yuhao took Mazaya Ateo to the third booth on the left side of the hall. Placed on the platform is a black crystal, which is dull and has an uneven surface. There is also a detailed introduction on the booth. Millennium whale jelly is a special substance produced in the brain of the soul beast whale. It has a very good nourishing effect on soul masters, strengthening the body and enhancing the endurance of muscles, bones and meridians. As Huo Yuhao stopped, Mazaya Ateo looked at the whale glue with a slightly curious look, somewhat puzzled. Yuhao, are you interested in this piece of inferior whale glue? High-quality 1,000-year-old whale glue is golden and transparent, just like golden crystal. A piece of real 1,000-year-old whale glue like this is worth at least 50,000 gold soul coins, and this is only 6,000. I don't think it's worth it. Yuhao, don't think about saving money for me. I'm the top VIP of Jubeo Pavilion. I can get a 40% discount on everything I buy in Jubeo Pavilion. After saying that, Mazaya Ateo took out a red VIP card with a gold pattern from the storage soul guide and showed it to him. The card was made of red warm jade and had the 3 ancient characters Jubeo Pavilion written on it. Apart from that, there were no other markings. It was one of the investments Shrek made in Hogwarts after his talent was properly exposed in the original novel, and he became a core disciple of the outer courtyard. With this top-level VIP privilege, you are eligible to choose any item from the treasure hunting event to take away every year without paying any fees. At the same time, there is a 40% discount when buying things in Jubeo Pavilion. Mazaya Ateo also received the same level of treatment. It can only be said that she is worthy of being Shrek's direct descendant. And Yamshao's disciple Huo Yuhao smiled and explained in a low voice, Sister Zaya Ateo, this is not a 1,000-year-old whale glue, but a 10,000-year-old one. 10,000 years of whale glue, ma. Zaya Ateo was extremely surprised. 10,000-year-old whale glue is extremely rare in human history in the judgment of Jubeo Pavilion. Because this piece of whale glue is black, it is speculated that it has been weathered for a certain period of time and has slightly deteriorated, resulting in a decline in quality. Huo Yuhao continued to explain, yes, generally speaking, the color of 10,000-year-old whale glue is dark yellow, and the reason why this piece is black is indeed because of weathering for a long time. No wonder no one in Jubeo Pavilion recognized it, ma. Zaya Ateo was surprised. Is that so? Then we will make a lot of money. While the two were talking, they quickly took the 1,000-year-old whale glue. The treasure viewing event at the treasure pavilion would last until midnight, but Huo Yuhao would definitely not stay there for that long, perhaps because the 10,000-year-old whale glue was so cheap. At Mazaya Ateo's unanimous request, the two of them took a rough look at all the exhibits. After finding nothing else of interest, they prepared to leave Mazaya Ateo relationship, close friends achievement task, waiting for refresh. A new best friend has appeared, but unfortunately the mission is still refreshing. Next, I'll have to trouble Sister Zaya Ateo to help me refine the whale glue, although Huo Yuhao might be able to achieve a similar effect by using the second-level fire furnace goo. It was not necessary. He would not miss this good opportunity to enhance the relationship between the two by absorbing whale glue. Generous and generous Sister Zaya Tao, please help me practice. End of this chapter. Chapter 25, Blame the Evil Fire. Please read, on Poseidon Lake. Huo Yuhao and his companion were walking on a road formed by ice crystals. Yuhao, if I do this, you won't blame me for taking the initiative and repaying a favor, right? Looking at the handsome young man next to her, Ma Xiaotao asked with some concern, Sister Xiaotao is so generous. I can't thank you enough, Ho. Yuhao shook his head, and it was out of my own will that I helped Sister Xiaotao suppress her evil fire this morning. Since your evil fire has not been cured, I will take responsibility for it in the future. Just think of it as completing the mission and use the ultimate ice on her. Listening to Huo Yuhao's straightforward and magnetic voice, Ma Xiaotao felt her body getting hot, her cheeks flushed, and her red phoenix eyes were filled with ripples. Yuhao, I really thank you very much. She smiled brightly and hugged Huo Yuhao without saying anything. This year's Continental Advanced Soul Master Academy Fighting Soul competition will begin in more than a year. As an inner court student who will compete for Shrek Academy this time, she is under great pressure at this age. Ma Xiaotao's cultivation has reached the level of Soul Emperor at level 63, and his talent can be said to be far superior to his peers in terms of pure cultivation talent. She is not even inferior to senior sister Zhang Lexuan, and can be called the #1 genius of Shrek Academy in 100 years. However, Ma Xiaotao needs to suppress the evil attributes in her martial soul at all times during battle to avoid having her sanity eroded, which greatly reduces her combat effectiveness with her current soul power level, coupled with the occasional interference from evil fire. There is no guarantee that she can lead the team to victory, but in order to protect the glory of Shrek, this is her unshirkable duty. Fortunately, Yuhao is here now, which greatly alleviates her inner anxiety. Ma Xiaotao only felt that her body temperature was rising rapidly. She greedily breathed in the air around Huo Yuhao. The slight coolness made her feel refreshed. Damn it, it must be the evil fire that has struck again. It's all because of the evil fire. Sister Xiaotao, what's wrong, Ho? Yuhao naturally had no idea of the pressure Ma Xiaotao was under. His throat rolled, and he felt a little pressure even through the school uniform. Huo Yuhao could clearly feel the majestic force pressing against him at the same time. Ma Xiaotao's slightly heavy breathing was lingering in his ears. Hey, I just used a basic attack. Why did you use up your flash and ultimate? Under the moon and flowers, on Poseidon Lake, a man and a woman. How can this be proper? And didn't you invite me to come home and practice with you this time, and refine the whale glue at the same time? Why am I getting so angry halfway through the journey? At the previous treasure viewing party, in addition to picking up the 10,000-year-old whale glue, Huo Yuhao also got an extra soul-raising pill that Ma Xiaotao bought specifically for him. The soul-upgrading pill is made from several natural treasures as medicinal ingredients, and each soul master can only take one pill in his lifetime. Its main function is to increase soul power, which is roughly equivalent to the amount required for a soul master to upgrade from level 30 to level 31. Moreover, the soul upgrading pill itself is mainly used to stimulate potential and provide more nutrition. It has a mild medicinal property and can be taken by any soul master with a cultivation level of more than 10 levels. This was also the hush money and compensation given by the Shrek executives in the original novel after Ma Xiaotao attacked Hogua and Wang Dong after her evil rage exploded unexpectedly. After going around in circles, I also made a profit from Ma Xiaotao. It doesn't feel bad. Well, the beauty in front of me is the same Huo Yuhao, who said one thing but acted another. Thought so. Hey, it's pretty hard, Ma Xiaotao couldn't help but sigh. The quality of this whale glue was indeed much better than the whale glue she had eaten before, worthy of being a 10,000-year-old whale glue. The whale glue did not melt immediately, but as she continued to stimulate the burning of the phoenix flame, it gradually showed signs of melting. The dark whale glue gradually began to change color, with a faint yellow glow emanating from it. As the heat increased, it turned into a soft, dark golden gelatinous substance. A strange aroma emanated from the whale glue, which was very strong and condensed, lingering in a range of about 1 meter in diameter in Ma Xiaotao's hand. Okay, how are you going to eat this? This is kind of hot. As she spoke, Ma Xiaotao presented the whale glue to Huo Yuhao. Huo Yuhao smiled calmly. Don't worry, Sister Xiaotao. He took the soft dark golden gelatinous substance, and the cold air in his hand dissipated slightly. The hot whale gelatin with a residual high temperature of the phoenix flame instantly became warm. Even close contact with the extremely high temperature of the phoenix evil fire couldn't hurt him, so what good could a mere dose of whale glue taken while it's still hot do to him? Moreover, The ice soul body is the original martial soul. Even without summoning his martial soul, Huo Yuhao's body could always maintain a balanced state that was immune to cold and heat. Masayateo's beautiful eyes flashed, and she instantly realized that she was too concerned and had made a common-sense mistake. Yuhao is the ultimate ice. What is she worrying about? It was a slow process for the whale glue to become hard again after the temperature dropped. Huo Yuhao ate the slightly fishy whale glue bite by bite and soon finished it all. A faint lingering fragrance lingered, and the whale glue turned into a thick hot current and began to flow into his limbs and bones. Huo Yuhao mobilized his soul power and guided this warm current. As the hot current continued to flow, some sweat overflowed from his body, and his strong and vigorous blood surged, making him almost moan with comfort as expected of a rare treasure. This piece of 10,000-year-old whale glue can directly enhance the soul master's endurance for about 1,000 years. For an average soul master, it is definitely a qualitative change that is like a complete transformation. Just like Wang Dong, he was able to absorb the Millennium Soul Ring when he was at level 20, also because he took the precious Millennium Whale Glue many times. But for Huo Yuhao now, his physique is already comparable to that of a 5-ring Soul King, and the soul rings he can withstand are more than 10,000 years old. This 1,000 years of improvement is just icing on the cake. Before long, the energy of the whale glue was completely digested by Huo Yuhao. It is worth mentioning that whale glue has a side effect. It is a very yang and strong tonic. If an ordinary adult man takes it, it will have a certain aphrodisiac effect, not to mention this extremely rare 10,000-year-old whale glue. The yang energy here was so strong that Huo Yuhao felt unsatisfied and his whole body turned red. Huo Yuhao, you are right, but the spirit is possessed. The domain unfolds, and extreme cold descends upon it. A little bit of yang energy, refined in an instant. The seemingly promising plot did not happen. Instead, Huo Yuhao took advantage of this momentum, took out the soul upgrading pill and swallowed it, then started a sprint towards level 28. For him, the sooner the soul raising pill is taken, the better the effect will be. The longer he delayed, the less spiritual power he would gain. Based on Huo Yuhao's current soul power quality, this soul-enhancing pill can only help him improve by less than 1 level. When Huo Yuhao finished his meditation and opened his eyes, he saw Masayaateo, who was practicing seriously and attentively. WC, dog curling. He rolled it first, so it's okay. As luck would have it, as Huo Yuhao withdrew his martial soul and domain, Masayaateo felt her whole body heat up, and she couldn't help but let out a muffled groan, and then her body fell down uncontrollably, holding the other person. Huo Yuhao noticed the fiery red light surging in Masayaateo's pink eyes. He knew that the evil fire in her body had been aroused. He was a little speechless. He had clearly helped her suppress her anger for a while in the morning, but in the evening her anger relapsed, so eager for quick success. Huh? Okay, I'll help you suppress the evil fire once and for all. This time, facing Masayaateo's slightly confused eyes, Huo Yuhao had no choice but to go forward. It seems that I can't go back tonight. It's all because of the evil fire. Please read on Tuesday, and there will be another chapter posted later. By the way, I would like to recommend a book by a good friend. It is very filling, and those who are interested can go and have a look. End of this chapter. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.